Ba. Hello, Smash. Yay. Wait. Hi. Hello, Wahel. How you doing? We're here. We got things to do. We got flyboys. We got exodites. We got Eldar exodites. Oh my goodness. And I've got water. I've got some nice cold water. It's a bit cooler today. Still not cool enough to wear like my proper gloves. But it's a bit cooler. So that's nice. Oh my gosh, my ability to think just died as soon as I clicked into the stream. I apologize, my goodness. What the hell? Oh, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well today. Are you excited about the exodites? I'm kind of excited about the exodites. Like, I need to stop spending money, but stop making good stuff. I'm excited about the Telemon. I don't care about the Custody bikers. I think the Custody bikers look kind of boring. Oh, we'll get into that later. Today is finally, hopefully, going to be the day when I'm no longer having to cat sit, which means I've got more time to do stuff, and hopefully it's going to get cooler, and it's going to stay cooler. I'm hoping. Oh, why did we have to have a heat wave? The week that my parents were going to be like away, and I'm going to have to be looking after cats and stuff. And hay fever, just pollen rates reached an all-time high. Oh my goodness, it's not been a fun week. It's not been a fun week at all. Like, hay fever sucks. I'm going through tissues like at a ridiculous rate. I'm allergic to outside. I've got asthma as well, so I'm allergic to breathing. Oh, but I made myself some carrots and chips and carrots, fries, and not potatoes. I mean, well, some of the chips are potatoes. What do you call them? Sausages. There we go. I made myself some sausages. And it was tasty. And tomorrow I'm going to put them in an omelette because I had a sausage omelette the other day and it was delicious. Like sausage plus egg. It's like, oh my goodness. Best combo ever. Also, I really like reheated sausages. Let's go into the hand cam. Smash! Hi. I'm wearing these gloves because I like these. Oh my gosh, that's bright. I like these gloves. Yeah. These are my old ones though. You can see they got holes in them. They're holy gloves. Yeah. Right hands. Also, have you ever realised just like how thin my bones are? Like, look how thin this is. I got snap. No mind, it's really tough. I got bones made out of calcium. No, not calcium. It's not that strong. What is a super strong material? Diamond. No, diamond's easy to snap. Titanium. I got titanium bones. Yeah, adamantium bones, like Wolverine. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go and click here, and it's like, oh, big summer preview happened. Also, for pre-orders up. New and exclusive, all pre-orders. Look, Kane is out, and it's £29.50 for a couple of models. Yeah, £42.50 for the Blooming. That's a bit more expensive than I really expected. And hoped it would be. I was hoping you'd get two for like maybe 45 or 50 when it comes to this thing. Instead of getting one for 38, which again feels overly expensive. Especially for the size of a model. Like, that's more expensive than the Blooming Chimera. I know it's a newer model, but the Chimera's a bigger model. And it's got more going on with it, and it's got spare weapons and stuff. Like, yeah, the Chimera's ancient, but This does not have a lot going on. Heck, it's expensive as a whirlwind tank. Why is it as expensive as the whirlwind here? Like, does this have multiple weapon options? I don't know. Don't think so. Actually, probably does. It probably has upgrades through in it. Yeah, it's got bolt to flame and melt to plasma volkite charger, a hunt to killer missiles, cosmetic options. Can have a pintle mounted heavy launchers and stuff. So yeah, it does have options, and it's a full-on rhino with this, and it's expensive as a. Why is a centaur so expensive? The hippogriff isn't great either. Like, actually, the sentinel's not that old of a model. If we look at the sentinel, how expensive? Yeah, that's £29.50. Yeah, it's £9 more expensive than the blooming sentinel. And the sentinel is bigger, better, and not much older. No, I feel like the price of these new kits of the gods are a bit much, to be honest. But yeah, we got new stuff other than that. Oh yeah, there's also books you can order. False Gods Premium Edition, of the Emperor, a Valhanan Regimental banner if you want one. They come with the Commissar Kane release. Various books are getting paperback, and you got False Gods hardback. Sabbath Worlds Crusade is on pre-order with its special edition-y cover and stuff. Hi, Mal. Look at this. That folds out nicely. Well, let's look at the preview. We got Warhammer Academy. That's what we all wanted to look at, isn't it? Oh, thanks, their head pats. Hi.
Cupcake! Yay!
Ow!
Cupcake made.
Ow. Wait, I just realised. Did you guys not get the audio? You didn't get the audio. How long has it been like that? You didn't get the notification audio. Did you? No, because it's meant to make microphone, Ko-Fi, mix it up, music, no audio. I just got here. For the do you know when you just did your member thing? It was meant to say cupcake made. Yeah. Let me look. Overlay. Normal overlay. Local host. Control custom frame rate. Oh, you heard that? Oh, good. Why is it telling me that it didn't show any audio then? Like, let's go cupcake made. Yeah. Wait, how did you hear it? What track is it playing on? My goodness. It's been playing on for normal overlay, right? Window capture. Yep, heard it. Good. Oh, is it under mix it up? It might be. I'm just going to do a little test thing though. Event. YouTube.
Cupcake! Yay!
Okay,
Thank you
fair enough.
becoming a plan
Cupcake
name. Cupcake
made.
Conjurer.
Yeah, so okay, that's fine. That's fine. It just didn't show me originally. It didn't tell me that it did it. OBS was like, nah, we didn't get any audio coming through. You did. You did. It just didn't tell me that you did. Now it is. It's like, OBS is mean. But apparently got a Warhammer Academy. You can go and get a diploma in Warhammer if you want it. It's like, I've got a degree. A degree in what? Warhammer. Whereas what? It's a perfect kicking off point for anyone new to the hobby. Got a mate who's always asking questions about space means. This is the place to point them. Academy is launching with more than 150 videos on Warhammer 40k. But we'll be expanding into immortal realms and Age of Sigmar for not too distant future. Building and painting. Yeah, apparently you can get a diploma now in Warhammer. Dr. Cupcon for Warhammer Professor. Yeah, that's where I got my doctorate. Not visit. Warhammer. Look at the Quake Cannon. Look at this guy. He's a Warlord Titan. What about the size of these guys? They're like knight size, aren't they? Yeah, new Imperialist stuff and Titanicus. I need to clean my glasses. They're very dirty. They look pretty cool. I like the design of a Reaver though. I think that's really cool. I'd always like the design of a Reaver, but I feel like this one has a bit more of a unique design, doesn't it? Not a side Titans yet, unfortunately. Yeah, the head, the face over here, that looks different from normal. We should check that. I want to see if it is different. More other games. Legions Imperialis. Actually, you know what? Let's just go Titanicus. Where's my Reaver Titans? Reaver Titans. Reaver. Oh, side Titans. Oh, we do have side Titans. Okay. Warlord, Reaver. Oh no, it is the same sort of just main head already. Yeah. Okay, no, it's not that special of a design. Pretty much very similar to what it was here. And it is a little bit different. I love Reavers. Reavers are probably my favourite Titan design. Yeah, basically it's just new weapons for them. New weapon loadouts. Kind of a bit boring. It'd be nice if we could get Eldar Titans and stuff as well. The Titanicus. Oh, and Bio Titans. That would be great. New Blood Bowl stuff. New Ogre dude. Look at these dudes. Are we sure these guys are... What are these? Are they ogres? Chaos ogres? Oh, the Chaos ogres, maybe. They're very muscular for ogres. Ogres are chubby. They're like a British geezer. Hi, Officer Bucktud Russell. These guys are very muscular. Oh, already got a Minotaur. Look at him. Look at him. Is there an option where he's got a broken horn? Oh, look, it's upside down horns. Oh, it's adorable. I've already got a rat ogre. Oh, look at him. Yeah, so big dudes, big muscular men for your Blood Bowl. Also, apparently a new animation about the butcher's nails. Not very excited for that, but whatever. I mean, I guess World Eater fans, the 5 World Eater fans out there might be excited for Butcher's Nails animation. Also, new Necromunda stuff looks pretty exciting. These, I mean, they still have relatively thin arms, but at least the arms look a bit thicker than they did on the basic Escher models. Because the thin arms of basic Escher models can be a bit annoying trying to stick them together and keep them together. They still look like they've got the same sort of issue of trying to stick them to the basis, like especially this set of feet here. Like, the Escher models do not like sticking to the basis because if it's just such a small connection point, like, you know, with these high heels and stuff, they fall off easily in my experience. We've then got the new... Oh yeah, the new type of unit. There's 8 models in the unit. I think it's 2 sets of 4 based on this. Over here. With customizable weapons. Oh, knuckle dusters. Hemmed up knuckle dusters. Power whips, as you can imagine. Needle rifles, needle pistols, more needle pistols. Auto pistols. Chem thrower. Shotgun. Is that a triple barrel shotgun? What the heck? Finding out new Necron Battle Force is €198.38 even discount made me close my wallet. So yeah, that was always going to be the case. These are the Battle Forces. As I said, the Battle Forces were overpriced. We expected it would be about 160. They're not very good savings on any of these Battle Forces. None of the Battle Forces are particularly good. Especially if you already have an army. Especially considering the recent Battle Forces and stuff. Like, this one over here, it's fine, but it's basically got... The Combat Patrol has this in it. It has this in it. The Combat Patrol isn't great savings for Necrons either. Good start to your army, just not great for savings. The last cool battalion Battle Force they had a bunch of these dudes in. Flayed ones are generally not the best unit for Necrons to begin with. It's a very boring box set. A lot of these are very boring, and based on like box sets that have already come out, and recent Battle Forces were not great. Like this, it's literally just for Leviathan box set for half of it. Leviathans wasn't for like a Hive Time for Crusher Stampede or not, I can't remember. This one's not too bad, it's just more Termagants. Everyone has way too many Termagants already. This thing is like for Christmas Battle Force, already had this in, already had this in, already had this in. Every single Combat Patrol and Battle Force they've done has had some Legionnaires in. And the current Combat Patrol has Cultists in. And the Monopose Cultists as well, so it's not like you get many options in there. And this is Monopose, and this is Monopose, and this is Monopose. It's not a great box. And the amount of savings you get is very low for, but it's on the low end of Battle Forces in all these cases. This one is like the previous Battle Force that we just had. Had one of these Rogal Dawns already in it. The Combat Patrol before the last one had these guys in, and this. The current Combat Patrol has Command Squad in. I mean, this would have been much better if you just replace a Command Squad with more infantry. In fact, replace it all, just make it full infantry. Yeah, better. There's barely any points in there, but it's a lot of savings if you just make it full infantry. I did pre-order for Legion Astartes Maximus Battle Group from existing army, but seeing the Necron army box set for that price, yeah, no. I mean, I'd say it's not worth it. If you're starting the game and you like everything that's in for Battle Force, it's fine. As far as I remember, though, for a lot of these things, it's like if there's just one thing that you don't really want, it might not be worth it, depending on what that thing is. Like this one, if you don't want the Obliterator and Venom Crawler, not really worth it. This one, if you don't want the Command Barge, not really worth it. Oh no, is it the Command Barge or is it the... Maybe it's more 2 unit. This one, not really worth it. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I think a lot of the pricing of the pre-order stuff just in general wasn't great, to be honest. Like the Centaur. I don't understand why the Centaur's so expensive. Also, hi, Woodulk. I forgot to say hi to you. I had my adopted sister over to paint Seraphon, and I started putting models into boxes to get my storage a bit more compact. I'm approaching 300 models. I'm starting to be a bit oof. But your Seraphon specifically, or just in total? New battle forces feel like they're clearing out stock. They're really... I don't even think they're clearing out stock. Like, like the previous battle forces had both this thing in and these things in. All of the combat patrols and battle forces we've done had legionnaires in. For these guys, that's the exact same as in the combat patrol that we currently have with this thing and these things. That was in previous combat patrol. This is, well, it was in the Leviathan box set, half of it. We've done lots of Termagant box sets. And the Battle Force before last had the Hive Tyrant Warriors in. That being said, the the Tyranid one is probably the best one in terms of recent releases. I just think they wanted to try and capitalize on some sales and just made some boxes. But they just didn't put any thought into them. They're just like, we need to make more boxes to cover. We need to effectively have more releases to cover the gaps between model releases. And as a result, they put the battle forces out there to cover that gap. And the battle forces had very little thought put into them. They're just like, what's good sellers, what's not good sellers, what do you think people would want in a box? There's stuff that I haven't managed to sell in the previous combat patrols and battles. Maybe. Although, that being said, they're still selling for old battle forces that are still around, for old combat patrols. The ones that are still around anyway. It's not like they've just decided to stop selling them and just unpack them and rebox them. The Hippogriff is expensive. Like, this is £9 more expensive than the Sentinel. The Sentinel is not that old of a model, comparatively, relatively. It's a bigger model. It's arguably a better model. It's cheaper in points. But this is not very good. About £38.50. That's £9 more expensive than a Sentinel. This is more expensive than a blooming Chimera. It's as expensive as a blooming Whirlwind. Why is this Whirlwind as expensive? Like, this has barely any options on. It's got no options. It's got no special model things. It's just... like the Chimera, it's got heavy bolters, heavy flamers, pin tool mounted options. This thing has a bunch of options. It's it should not be this expensive. The battle group, it's a bit more expensive than I was expecting, but I mean, to be honest, I thought it was a massive savings, so I was expecting it to go up at. And you're still getting massive savings. You're getting, what, 20 infantry, 10. It's like 50 quid. That's like another 40 quid. This is another 50 quid or something. And that's like another 40. It's, not bad. It's not a bad box at all over here. Pretty nice. I love Sicarians. I got 3 of them. I love Contemptors. I got 3 of them. Hi, Seredwin. Oh yeah. Oh, you also got some books you've been spending, but yeah, I'm trying to avoid spending anything. I'm probably the next box I probably will buy. Probably Exodites, maybe. I did also start some Skitarii because of Darktide. I gotta say, they're kind of fun to paint. They are kind of fun. It's a bit annoying when you have to paint 60 of them, though. I mean, there's stuff they haven't... oh, yeah. Well, regarding the Seraphon, she just paints. We have gone to once... well, sorry, we have gone to one Spearhead Age of Sigmar event and she had fun, but she only just finished a Saurus Warriors that she's been working on for a month. Or I understand that it takes me forever to finish painting anything. I was kind of bummed for the kill team. I feel wasn't Cactus and Jungle. Yeah, that is a bit disappointing for the kill team. I was hoping it would be like other kill team releases where it will have 2 new kill teams in and maybe like some other infantry or some terrain or whatever. And just to find out it's got only 1 kill team kind of sucks. And the Beast Snagger models are not very exciting, to be honest. They kind of suck. They say hello to Siren. Hello if I didn't. Yeah, I was hoping for Catachan, but maybe if they're going to save that for the Guard Codex release, maybe. So only Mark they haven't refreshed this to 5. I think so. I'm not sure. They did a thing earlier. We'll look at them again later. Where is it? Here we go. Here's the compatibility set. So you got for Mark II, for Mark III, for Mark IV, for Mark VI. So yeah, they don't yet have the Mark V. I don't think there is a Mark 1, is there? Maybe they will do a Mark 1 one day. But I doubt it. I don't know if they'll ever do any other marks, like, do you know, special edition armors that weren't one of the official marks? Like, do you know, a side grade or whatever? Because we could always add lore like that. And it would be fun to see, like, some experimental lore. Oh, it would be super fun to see experimental power armor. Yeah. If we were to ever get Mark 1s, it might just be Thunder Warriors. Hope we get a Codex of Chaos Marines soon, as I can confirm they will keep stuff like Last Cannons as special weapons. They probably will. I don't think they'll undo that. Like, tactical squads can still take all of those weapons. I guess we're going to have to wait for Space Marine Codex to see if these things change too much. I hope we don't get rid of tactical squads. Actually, let's look. For sometimes you can tell what we're about to get rid of based on filter. Yeah, okay, there's nothing over here to filter. So clear for filters. Clear for filters. Actually, let's just open up Ultramarines or something. Let's make sure there's no cool filters. So I'm just looking to see, because sometimes they'll put last chance to buy on certain sets that they don't plan to bring back. So tactical squads are not on last chance to buy. ATV is still around. Oh, the ATV was out of stock, so they must have reprinted some. The Fire Strike turrets were also out of stock at one point, then they brought it back into stock. It might have gone back out of stock again. Let's just see if anything's getting sold out. Okay, this is back out to stock again. So yeah, only temporarily out of stock, nothing's sold out. And let's check for orcs to see if we're changing anything over here for them. I wonder if we're going to get new burner boys and stuff. Oh yeah, that's the Armageddon box set, which sucks because they're all blooming monopose kits. Orc kits being monopose is the most disappointing thing. Ooh, this is only temporarily out of stock, but we know it's going to get replaced with a new truck. Ooh. Orc boys are sold out. My precious Orc boys. No. I've not seen the new Orc boys yet. So, yeah. Okay, let's look at the summer preview again. Oh yeah, for Necromunda stuff. The Necromunda, it's not just 2 new box sets of, you know, different dudes. Oh, cool. They've got, the new car rulebook with some cool dice and stuff. Some terrain. Oh, the terrain looks nice. That looks like it'd be good in 40k, you know, for some of the new walls. Oh yeah, I've already got the Undercry Crew box sets, which is basically the current basic gang box set, and then just like one of their special box sets as well for each of the gangs. Like you got for Orlok Commandy people over here, these guys with their Reaver looking dudes. Their flamey dudes. This is pretty cool for like getting started in a gang. We looked at the academy. Oh yeah, the new starter set stuff looks pretty cool. Much as yeah, 10th edition cut so much, would suck to see even more get axed. Yeah, I don't want like tactical squads to get axed. If they're going to axe tactical squads, I want them to release a new tactical squad kit instead. And a bunch of other stuff I'd like them just to release. So for new starter set, it's going to have 5 Vanguard veterans, 5 intercessors, librarian. Well, the Vanguard veterans comes with a librarian on the same sprue. Both of them, obviously, because they come on the same sprue. This thing. And 5 intercessors. Then you're going to get 10 Orc boys, 20 Orc boys, 10 Grots. Oh, are you going to be able to take Grots in units of 5? That would be cool. Weird boy. And a war boss. And a war trap. Which is pretty cool start to that, I guess. That means of the Marines, you don't get your Ancients. You don't get 5 of the Intercessors. You don't get a Chaplain. Is that it? For the Orcs, you don't get the Dakorig. You don't get your Pain Boy. You don't get your Banner Knob. You don't get your Boss Knob. Or your Big Boss. You do get the cool terrain from the Ultimate Start set, as well as Core Rules, and whatever this thing is. I don't know what that actually is. Range Rulers. Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't get Range Rulers or dice in the Armageddon box set. And a special starter guidebook. Oh, that's cool. A starter guidebook. The getting started sets seem pretty cool. If a starter set is as good value as the old ones, I might pick. They probably will be. Using the 10th starter sets I got cheaply for practice has been great. Yeah. You'll probably also be able to find these models cheaply on eBay. So you can also just get started with the Space Marines and 11 paints. And some like cool book it looks like. Introductory guide. It probably teaches you how to paint them and stuff. Or you can get the Arc one, which has the basic, again, for starter set side of the Arcs, 11 paints. And a booklet for Arcs. The introductory set has... The introductory set is really cool. It's not just the same 5 dudes. The same dudes on the starter set. It's completely different dudes. You get some cardboard terrain, or... MD, I think it's cardboard. Yes, some folding card terrain, a game mat, and all sorts of information to get started. But these are completely new scopes. Like, look, these Arc scopes look amazing. If you did get the Armageddon box set or the introductory box set, you don't get any special weapons. So this is a really good bonus to get it. And one, you get a different type of boss knob if you wanted to. Well, not a boss knob, just a knob. But also you get a rocket launcher, which looks like it might... It looks like an underslung Scotch, but I don't think it is. I think it's just meant to be like a gas pressure thing to fire for rocket or fuel or whatever. A big shooter. There's some different boyz. For fame, you get 5 intercessors, one of which has a grenade launcher. This one. A lieutenant with plasma pistol and power sword, and Calgar's head. Calgar in lieutenant armor. So yeah, this is pretty cool. I might actually pick up the introductory set as also just for those tasty dice. I like collecting them. You can also get the paint set, which has just as you have now. You got one with 2 space marines. We've gone from having 3 infernus marines to only 2 intercessors. And neither of them have grenade launchers.
Misery word of the day, boys. That's a lot of boys in that introductory box, lads.
There is a lot of boys. Like, if you actually do plan to get both space marine armies, to get both armies, let's say you just started the game and you bought the Armageddon box, this would actually be a very good addition. Because you'd have 40 orc boys, 20 grots, a Dakovig, 2 raw tracks, 2 war bosses, 3 other characters. Over here you'd have 15 intercessors, 10 vanguard, 2 land speeders, some terrain, 2 captains, your ancient, and 2 librarians. Not bad, actually. And the main issue is that one of your captains would have to run around by themselves. Or you could always convert it a little bit and just use it as a lieutenant. So yeah. Or buy a jump pack on eBay or Etsy or something and make it a jump pack captain. So yeah, the issue here actually is that both of these can't join the same unit. We can check. But I don't believe they can. So if we go down here, Space Marines, begins with L, Librarian. Yeah, it's a leader, so it can't join the same unit as a captain. Your lieutenant can. So yeah, this is a bit... That's where this sucks a bit. It's like, what you're going to have one of them running around by themselves. Like it's 9th edition again. I finally got an Armageddon box, just have to wait for it to arrive now. Oh, nice! Yes, I think honestly, the thing that makes me so most excited is the introductory set having a different type of sculpts. It's just really nice. For paints, these guys, at least you get 3 models of them. I never find these starter set brushes any good. You can get the terrain by itself if you want to. It's probably going to be a bit expensive. And remember, it's painted. You can always paint over it if you want to. Just prime it. Or you can buy from in 3 groups. 3 different boxes. It's very similar to the terrain you've got now. It looks really cool. Anyway. There's a battle match you can buy by itself. But that's designed for more 1,500 point games. The new custodies are here. You got a new battle group that has 4 bikes in it, which is a bit weird. Let me open up new recruit. I'll show you how bikes look. Custodies. Jade Guard. So if you want to get a squad of bikes at the moment, they're mounted. Oh yeah, you can get a squad of 2 if you wanted to. But for maximum squad of 3. So this could be 2 squads of 2. Or it could be a squad of 3 with a sod before it. You've got, I think that's a transport tank, and that's the Telemann Dread finally in plastic. That's the most exciting thing here. Yeah, what is it called? What did they call this thing? Yeah, the Telemancer. It's got 3 different weapons for its other arm. It's absolutely massive. This is like should be Saturnine sized, roughly. Can't you convert one? I don't think you even need to convert much. I think the current bike set also does a similar thing. Custodies. Well, yeah, Shield Captain and Dawn Eagle jet bike. Yeah, you don't even need a kit bash. You can just literally just build one a bit differently and call it as Captain. So, yeah. I mean, not everyone wants to do that. So, it looks like the bikes actually might come in boxes of 2. So, what I think you're getting here is actually 2 boxes of 2. Rather than anything else. And that's why they've got like 2 with spears maybe, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of options for them, my goodness. You can have them holding a lance or have it so... Oh no, never mind. It is 1 box of 4, it looks like maybe. Hard to tell. It's hard to tell until they release it fully. Very not as cool. Those thick cables and a rib cage of a Telemon looks tricky to paint. Probably. It's very inspired by the Forge Road version. Do they still have it online? They usually do. They don't take them down immediately. Here we go. Here's the Telemon Forge Road one. Yeah, they shouldn't be too hard to paint. Yeah, it's not too bad. How big is its base? 100mm. Yeah, it's a massive model. I say massive, I mean, it's not knight-sized, but still, pretty big. It's like one of the biggest dreadnoughts you can get. And this is the Palace Graph tank, which is... It's not the transport variant. That's interesting. Based on the same graph lift technology used by the Kronos carriers of the Calidus tanks, the Palace Graph tank is blistering fast hunt to killer. Yeah, it looks too small to be the carrier then. I don't think they have the carrier out yet then. That was probably going to get its own release later. Yeah, the carrier... No, that's the current Palace. I'm not, as you can tell, I'm not extremely experienced. So yeah. Oh no, the carrier did come out. It did come out. Yeah, it didn't come out of the main box. It came out separately. Yeah, that's why I don't have one. Because I just bought the big box and that was like 1,000 points. Like seriously, this 1,000 point list is just 1 box. Well, let's see how many points are in. So we got 2 boxes of traitors. Is that what we call them? Oh no, Agamatus. So for Agamatus, not for Vectus traitors. So here we go. We got 2 of these. That's 450 points right there. Oh no, they come in squads of 3. Oh, you can't take them in squads of 2. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you got 1 squad of 3. So then you've got the sword captain or the shield captain on Dawn Eagle jet bike. There you go. So that's 335 points right there. Then you got the Telemon Dread and the Palace Graph tank. Well, the Palace Graph tank's only 100 points. My goodness. 325, 435, 535, 660. So you got 660 points roughly in this box if you're playing with 40k. That's a Forge Road one. Oh yeah, what about the Forge Road one? No, I don't think these cables are too difficult to paint looking at them. Especially if you just don't glue the joints together until you finish painting it, so you keep the body separate from the legs. But even if they aren't, it shouldn't be too bad. definitely not the worst model to paint anyway. There you go, roughly 650 points of stuff. That's interesting anyway. Wait, why have these 1030 points? Oh yeah, because things went up in points, didn't they? Yeah, my 1000 point list can't be played as a 1000 point list anymore. Oops. So yeah, that's pretty cool anyway. Hi Adam Sifax, how you doing? Nearly forgot about the new arc mech. The new arc mech also looks really cool. How's the summer heat? The summer's heat's not been treating us well. It's been mean. It's been mean. Okay, Chaos Survivals in the Old World. Oh, the new Old World stuff. So you got a new proper set. I don't know if I've actually done a set like this before for the Old World where it's got 2 armies in, which is surprising. It's got rules, dice, templates, a playmat, new car set. These are great to start your adventures. I doubt any of these are push fit. But you got 20 Chaos Wars. Wait, let's look at this. Aspiring Champion on Demonic Mount. Aspiring Champion with Battle Standards. 16 Chaos Warriors, 4 Chaos Knights. Gatekeeper on War Horse. 1 Gatekeeper with Battle Standard. 3 Jade Warriors, 5 Lancers. Caffeine Grand Cannon with Ogre, Load and Crew. Yeah, I don't think any of these are new scopes that are, you know, push fit versions. If they do look just like the normal versions. You got to start an Expedite Corsairs army now. Yeah, I do want to get the new Corsairs. At least the heat's not too bad today. So we got Champions of Chaos, new dude here, new dude here. They both look amazing if I'm entirely up. They look hell to paint though. Like, look at how much detailing is on them. We got for chains. I mean, at least with over here, they did a relatively simple colour scheme. Where despite having so much detailing, they generally went with very similar colours on all the details. So, you know, you can get away with just painting over and just one thing. I've been using a wash. But as you can see, there's different options and stuff for them. Really look cool. The new Chaos Knights also look amazing. It looks like they're really struggling to get them to fit on the base, you know, basis of there's no overhang so you can put them together. But they're absolutely amazing. My goodness. There's so much going on with these kits. I'll wait for the individual box releases for Chaos Warriors for kit bashing. Yeah. Not about to buy 2 start set armies to get them a bit early. Yeah. I mean, with this, you do get the rules and stuff as well. So that's nice. And dice and templates and the playmat. One of the things you could do is you could always, if you want to take this, or you could always convert the Grand Cafe Cannon into a Hell Cannon. These into more Chaos Knights or into Marauders on horseback. These guys you could also convert into Marauders. And this guy, you know, Marauder Chieftain on horseback. So you could definitely do some converting here to just make them Chaos Cafeans. The new Chaos Warriors also look amazing, my goodness. They look like they would be great as well, you know, just some to turn into Chosen. Just replace some arms and stuff. Or, you know, 40k. And the dragon is absolutely amazing. This model, my goodness. And I like how the sorcerer on the back here looks like he might just be a Norscan. not just a Chaos Warrior. The cafe will be like guard, but without trait to guard options. It's hard to figure it out. Yeah. You get it for 40k Chaos Space Marines, not for Age of Sigmar. Oh. Yeah, this might be very difficult to kit bash into from. I think there is going to be 2 new box sets. Yeah, here you go. 2 new box sets where it's got the Chaos Knights, 10 Chaos Warriors, 20 Marauder Horsemen, and 5 Chaos Knights. Is that? Yeah, 4 Chaos Knights. 5 Marauder Horsemen. Oh, 5 Marauder Horsemen at the back. 4 Chaos Knights. 20. Okay. Oh no, it's only 8 Chaos Warriors. My goodness. Oh, it goes so massive. Yeah, there's only 16 Chaos Warriors there. I'm so used to a unit being that big that, you know, it takes up that much space that it must be a lot bigger than it is. But no, there's only 8 of them there. My goodness. 20 Marauders, 5 Marauder Horsemen. The Cathayan box, it has 20 Jade Warriors, 5 Jade Lancers, 6 Iron Howe Gunners, 4 Crane Team Gunners. You got some new books as well, some new card packs, including for common magic items. So pretty cool stuff. Age of Sigmar scaled. Yeah, the smaller... I like how they've just got the random source of chaos, you know, for one fact. Can we find it here? Old World. Wise of Chaos. It's hilarious because it comes with a base. There's actually a few models like that come with a base that's now too small for them because of how old the model is. Ah, you can't see it. You can't see the sprue. But yeah, some of the old models, especially if you like look at some of the Age of Sigmar old models, like the White Lord, they come with like a little base on the sprue. And it's obviously a square base from back in Warhammer Fantasy times. Exodites, obviously amazing stuff. It looks like you can build them in 2 ways. You get 3 different characters. A Ranger style character, a Farseer style character, an Autarch style character. 2 little fellas. And then you've also got you can build them as just a standard squad. These don't have kill team rules, I believe. It's only these guys have the kill team rules. And these apparently have the same lands as the Shining Spears do. If it's going to have the same stats, we don't know. I imagine the shooting stats might be the same, but the melee stats might be different. I imagine that they might have lance on them. So yeah, this is pretty exciting. You also get 10 not Breaker boys, Beast Snagger boys, and there's a box of Squighog boys in this box set. You also get a hardback book, surprisingly, and that tells you all about the Exodites. Yeah, hardback book all about the Exodites, tokens, some cards, and yeah, so I mean, I might get it just because I was planning to get 2 more Daka rigs for my orcs to round out the points to 4,000. But getting these orcs, oh, and a mech boy. But getting these orcs would be also round it out, but I'm not sure. You know, it looks like there's at least the box set does have a lot of spare bits and options. It's just very unexciting to just have orcs in the box set, just basic orcs. And they're not exactly fun orcs either. Like, they're not amazing kits. Maybe they're just struggling to sell Beast Snagger boys. Maybe that's the issue. The Beast must be a token. I could see the Sniper guy. I imagine the Beast in Kill Team will be useful. In 40k, they're either going to operate as Screw Towns or just as tokens, I should say. And by as Screw Towns, I mean similar to Screw Towns. I assume the Sniper guy will be a lone operative style character. Yeah. I imagine so. Okay. New ogres look pretty cool. There's got to be a new box set with a new codex and stuff. These are completely new, I believe. Those guys, like new type of models, they're not based on any of the old world ones. We got a new tyrant who looks ridiculously cool. He's got a bunch of wounds on him. Oh, bunch of different. That looks cool. My goodness. New tyrant's a good kit. Finally, we get some new ogres though. Like the ogres model, plastic models were old when I first came into the hobby, back in Warhammer Fantasy. So yeah, these guys are ancient. The guys that we're replacing. So you got the gluttons. And they're definitely getting more of their own theme now, different from the old Warhammer Fantasy theme of them. Hi, Lord Grandmaster. Which Mark armor from Horus Heresy would be the best for Iron Warriors? Mark 2, I believe. Mark 2 or Mark 4? If I just let me find it. Or is it Mark 3? I can't remember. Now whatever, just click on any of them before I got the same armors. So Mark 2 is amazing for Iron Warriors. It's also the newest out of the options. So yeah, definitely very Iron Warrior. I mean, they're even painted like Iron Warriors. Also great if you're doing Black Templars or Imperial Fists in firstborn armor. Mark 6 is the buffer armor. Mark 3. Mark 2, Mark 2, Mark 3. Okay, here is it. Mark 3. Mark 3 is also really good for Iron Warriors. Yeah, Mark 3 is good for Iron Warriors. I'd say Mark 2 is a little bit better. The main difference, it feels like, is the Mark 3 one has the little spike on the helmet. Oh yeah, no, the Mark 4 one is different. It's not the Mark 4. I was thinking of something else. Never mind. Yeah, so it's Mark 2 or Mark 3 you want to get. I'd definitely say Mark 2 is a better one, personally, though. But yeah, the Ogre tribe's pretty cool looking. I've only got the Iron Guts. The Iron Guts here. Actually, let's just look at what ogres we're working with already. Destruction, like this is a massive. I'm not a big fan of the models. Like, I don't think they look that cool, to be honest. But these are the old models, like the ogre gluttons, and these are the new models. Like, it's night and day. Like, these are just much better sculpts. I don't really like the design aesthetic of them. I've never been a big fan of ogre design aesthetic, but yeah, oh my gosh, look at these cool guys, though. I can't wait for a new introductory set to come out. Yeah, I want to get that new introductory set for orcs. Might do a bit of a mix. Yeah, doing a mix would be fine. There's barely any difference between the two, to be honest. Most people wouldn't even notice of them with a spike. I actually use the Mark 3 helmets and now some other Mark 2 helmets for my Black Templar Neophyte, because I don't like them being unhelmeted. I just cut the spike off the helmet. These guys are the Maul Beast cavalry. They're different. They're not used doing the same cavalry as before, you know, where they're riding the big rhino looking stuff. Yeah, they're definitely trying to go for their own aesthetic, like a new aesthetic for the Age of Sigmar ogres. I wonder if they're going to use the old ogres and bring them back into Warhammer for Old World. Hey, this thing looks kind of cool. Massive model, though. My goodness. Yeah, there's a gorge on for base. Then you got for Butcher, who is just a typical British lad. I think I know who this is based on. Same row of cleavers. Oh gosh. They're pretty cool models though. I like these dudes. Have a new battle tome. British geezers. Absolute units. I seen for Spurs too. The gaps and mold lines are insane. Of old ogre. Yeah, they are insane. It's like it doesn't help that they're so old. Are these guys resin? Yeah, they're fine cast resin. And what about the Gorger over here? I liked the old Gorgers. Yeah, it's a plastic kit. Why is it online only? It's plastic. Yetis. Oh. Nobblers! Gotta love some nobblers. I've had new Arc stuff. By the way, new, but yeah, we've done that one. Looks like Calgar in Lieutenant armor. Truck. New truck. Looks pretty cool. You can apparently move the axle around so you can have it like leaning and stuff. Of wheels be splayed out. There's different front options and ram options and stuff. Buzzsaw versus grabber claws. Big shooters and rocket options. Ridiculous stuff over here. But you got for Mets, who looks really cool. Don't know if it's going to have any options. Warboss has a lot of options, including Blood Axe helmet head. Or hat, rather. Codex Arts. All of these other models get to a standalone unit when they get released. So this will be one box. This will be one box. This will be one box. That'll be one box. That'll be one box. Command pack arcs. Arc dice. Join the battle now. For Deathmire. But we had the big old summer preview show over here. Oh no, it won't play. Yeah, I can't be bothered trying to find rules, but the new arc rules seem really weird. The arcs, basically all of the arc shooting now. So the rocket's going to have two profiles on it. It's going to have the explodey profile to deal with infantry and the anti-tank profile. The anti-tank profile does flat 3 damage, strength 10. Anti-infantry's blast, the d6, whatever. The Scorcher weapon is going to have the blast wool to it as well as torrent, because that is a basically their flamethrower. And hopefully that's going to mean flamethrowers for other factions are also going to have the same thing. But all of their shooting, like all of their shooters and sluggers and big shooters, get lethal hits now against anything that's not a vehicle or monster. So infantry, beasts, stuff like that. Orcs are strength 5 as basic, which I already thought they were for some reason. But yeah, orcs are now strength 5 with the choppers. And yeah, but pretty cool. There's also a new rule for the orc truck, but I can't remember what that rule was. Here we go. So where's the orc stuff? Oh yeah, new Warhammer rules. So now the orcs always reroll advanced rolls.
It also lets
just basic. And then they can become riled up, which you can force once per battle, but there might be other ways to get riled up. And when you're riled up, you automatically have assault and your ranged weapons. You can do an advanced move and a charge, and you get a 5+ invulnerable save. And you can do it in your opponent's command phase if you want to, not just yours. The new arc truck is here. Similar-ish stats to before. But yeah, look, the big shooter gets lethal hit. And it gets 6 attack space with rapid fire 4. rocket launcher gets blast 2. That's one thing. And it gets 2 attacks basic. In both cases. Okay, so that's why it gets blast 2, because it doesn't have these blast D6 attacks basic. Strength 10 AP -2, damage 3, strength 4, 0. It can have both a buzzsaw and a grabbing claw and a spiked ram. Lots of cleave. Basically, it's a very potent melee threat, is this truck. And it can transport 12 dudes, as you can imagine. Deadly Demise D3, firing deck 12. In your opponent's movement phase, when an enemy ends a move within 8 inches of his model, units embarked to thing can make a disembark move using rapid disembark, which is insane. Like, it's just like, oh, the enemy's coming towards me, let's protect the truck, or let's just get out of the truck quick before they blow it up. Which is really powerful. It goes, like, somebody drops down some tides right next to your truck. It's like, oh, I'm just going to get out my truck so I don't have to take any of the, you know, the dangerous disembarkation. But yeah, look at this. Big shooters, 3 attacks, rapid fire 2, lethal hits, normal shooters, lethal hits, sluggers, lethal hit. The big chopper has cleave 2 at 4 attacks and 7 AP -1, damage 2. For power claw, it's no longer -1 to hit, it just hits on 3s. But it feels less worthwhile taking over for big chopper when it's got cleave 2. Like, if you run into 10 Space Marines, you're getting 8 attacks against them with your knob. Also, knobs, 3 wounds. They've gone from 2 to 3 wounds, it's insane. Your basic boy has strength 5, AP -1, 3 attacks, hits on 3s. Everything is still hitting on 5s and shooting, except obviously your burner, which again, blast 1, strength 4. They're not showing off any new boys, unfortunately. You got your custom shooters, which get loads of attacks. You got your Copy Scorcher, or you can have a combi rocket, which means combi weapons are probably coming back. Interestingly, though, the Scorcher version of a weapon isn't just one shot. It used to be that combi weapons, like you had your bolter, and then you had like your plasma gun, but your plasma gun was one shot, so you could only shoot it once per game. Interesting that burner has fixed the attack. Oh, interesting, yeah. And the rockets also do. It's got fixed 3 attacks with blast 1, which I guess makes sense. Like, I always felt that, like, you're firing into a horde of 20 dudes, you can get 1 attack against them, or maybe 6 attacks against them. You're firing into just 1 dude running at you, you can get maybe 1 attack against him, or 6 attacks against him. It makes sense to just go, okay, the average of that is 3.5, let's make it 3 attacks base, and then add blast to it. I think that works. I'm surprised that the rockets are blast 2, but it makes sense if burners are going to be getting blast 1s. That's good. So torrent weapons might become a lot more reliable in the future, which I think is really interesting and good. Yeah. It was mainly annoying as well when you're firing it into hordes. It's basically an anti-infantry weapon that could sometimes just be absolutely useless against infantry. I don't understand the custom chopper. Like, what I'm imagining is that's not a big chopper, that's a custom chopper. And the big chopper, I am imagining that you either get a power claw and slugger, custom chopper and combi weapon, or custom shooter, or big chopper and no other weapon. Maybe with a power claw you can also have a custom shooter. That would make sense. And that would be more in line with all of this. But I imagine if you take the big chopper, you can't. It will replace whatever other ranged weapons you have. I've not actually listened to the entire thing. They might talk about that more. But other than that, I think that's it. I think that's all the interesting stuff today. But yeah, funnily, the most excited thing I'm for is actually the introductory set after that Exodites. I'm not sure if I want to buy the initial Exodite box set. I kind of want to just for the lore. But, I mean, I do have 10 Beast Snagger boys and a kill rig already, so... Look at this dude. But anyway, yeah, we built this guy. My gosh, it was difficult getting this thing to glue down. And as you can see, it's a bit angled. Somehow he ended up being perfectly vertical. Like, perfectly parallel with the ground. I wanted him slightly tilted, but instead this thing tilted and he became parallel. It was really hard getting it to stick. Here's our custom dagger rig. We replaced the gun at the front, replaced the missiles at the bottom, replaced this head. It's not super customized, but it's customized enough for my liking. It makes it look more loot. I like Beast Snagger archetype, but have to invest into it because it's their own thing of orcs. It's not too bad. You can put Beast Snaggers in any transport you want to. The main thing about Beast Snaggers, and the Beast Snaggers also do benefit from a lot of the other rules. Like if you go for Warhard, you get your sustained hits. You go for your transport one, it works. You go for your Death Roller detachment. Beast Snaggers can work in other detachments, especially in 11th edition where you can mix and match detachments a bit. The main thing I dislike about Beast Snaggers is just the models themselves. The models are cool, but I'll show you the Beast Snaggers. They're basically a relatively monoposal kit. Like, there's not a lot of options here. There's not a lot of ways just to easily switch out what weapons they have. Thankfully, the head is the same type of head that they're using for the new arts, so you can swap out the heads with the new arts. In fact, we also did swap out some heads earlier. But yeah, all of the Beast Snagger models are basically monopose. You can kit bash them, you can do some work to change them around a little bit, but it does require some work. It's not like for other arc kits, like for really old arc kits, where you can literally just take this arm from one model and put it onto another model without any effort at all. Some of the arms and stuff aren't that bad. There is a bit of switching and swapping you can do, but yeah, they're kind of disappointing. But let's look at the new arcs then. We got all this new arc stuff. Let's build some. Oh my gosh, bases going everywhere. So let's build 10 arcs. It's about time we get building them. And some grots. Some grots to go with them. Bases everywhere. There we go. So let's look. We got 8, 9, 10 big bases, 4 smaller bases, and 5 smaller bases. That's a war track, that's Vanguard Veterans, and here we go. Here is the new Orc Boys view. The fact that it's such a wide sprue makes me think that this is definitely not going to be the final release of a new Orc Boys. Because otherwise it'd make this a split that can be broken in the middle. So they can put it into a smaller box. But I have heard that any arm and any body can go together as long as you break the connections. Put down these things. So let's test that. Let's break this boy. Let's take this arm. Right, notifications. So, can we take any body part and mix it with any other body part? That's a big question here. Well, no, we can't. Because the legs. We're gonna have to find a different body part that goes with. That will give us a, you know, a second leg. We got 15 over here. And then we'll have, you know what, 20. And then we need another arm. This arm. So, can all of these bits, where's my little face that I put my bits of sprue into so I can throw them away? So can these random bits just go together then? So if they did, it would go like this. I'd have to cut this part away. And this bit away. But could it just go like this? I don't, well, maybe. If these two bits would go like that. This bit, can it fit here? I don't think so. I think we're gonna have to go for a different leg. Yep, but definitely have to go for a different leg. I think this is a leg that's meant to go with that body. Maybe it's just saying that the different arms and stuff can go together. Yeah, that definitely goes there. I mean, we could make the other one fit if we really wanted to. Honestly, a lot of the new stuff I'm excited for. I don't think I'll get a Telemundred, or at least not right away. I'm definitely not tempted by the new box because I don't care about the new... The only thing I care about for the Custodes is a Telemundred. The entire box set that comes with it, not caring for. The Exodite one does make me want to kind of get it. Oh yeah, so this random arm does go with this body pretty well. And let's see, can I just take one of these heads from the Beast Snagger boys? Actually, I want to check something. Can I take a Beast Snagger arm and work it with a new Orc Boy box? So here's a Beast Snagger arm. Will this connection fit, or does it have to go specifically with the Beast Snagger body? No, it won't fit. Sad. That's fine. Yeah, yeah, that's the thing. Beast Snaggers, I think, would be much better if their kits weren't so monopose. But that's the issue with a lot of the new Arc stuff. The newer Arc stuff, a lot of the kits are super monopose. The main exception to it is... Okay, can this beast snagger head fit on this orc body? No, it cannot. Okay, that's important to know. But do I have spare heads over here? So we got a mech boy head from the Daka rig, and that head fits perfectly. Oh, nice. Okay, and then I think I do have another spare head over here from the other orc kits. That's on for banner knob. No, so that's not gonna fit. From the commandos. Oh yeah, so the commando kit's amazing. The what's this head from? I don't know what this head is from, but it fits. Yeah, I really don't know what this head is from. That head's a bit too big. Oh, yeah, tank busters and tank commanders are fine. Not tank commanders. Tank busters and commandos. That's the blooming words I'm trying to find. Tank busters and commandos are amazing kits. They're perfectly fine as they are. And I just dropped something. There it is. And they're the newest kits, but they're kill team. That's why they're good. Because they're originally kill team. Okay, this head does not really fit there. No, maybe. Nah. Okay, let's just take one of these heads then. From this kit. Yep, that head's fine. Emo arc! Oh my gosh, he looks so emo. Come on. Focus. It focuses for like a second, then decides to focus away. Oh, it's got like, his helmet is like emo hair. Yeah, I don't like that helmet head being fair focus. It's looking the wrong way. Maybe we can get a different head. Oh, this one. This one looks nice. Yeah, just a crazy arc being crazy. Yeah. There we go. Or do we want it more like this? That's better. Yeah. Orc boys. I'm going to put these guys in a truck anyway. My new Armageddon orcs are truck boys. Truck boys! Get in the truck! We're going shopping. I'm not too fussed about trying to kit bash these orcs up. Because... well, for just orcs. Oh wait, am I meant to have a... yeah, I think they've got to have shooters on the side of the hips now. Yeah, that goes on the back, a shooter. Felt like I was missing something. Oops, his head just fell off. And by fell off, I mean I accidentally crushed it away. There you go, that fixes that. This fixes onto there. That goes nicely. It is odd that they decided to give orcs, though, both the shooter and the... chopper option. Instead of just either or. I am not sure why they did that, to be honest. I guess maybe because shooters felt a bit weak. Like, always a bad option to take. So it's like, you know, just take both then. But I feel like making shooters lethal hit, which in 11th edition basically means every single hit they get is going to be a lethal hit, is a really good compromise and increasing the rate to fire. But maybe we're just like in like experimentation in like the early ideas of the things, we realised that orcs in 11th edition would absolutely suck. Because a -1 to hit, the worse you are at shooting, the more a modifier to hit actually does something. So if you're already hitting on 2s, getting a -1 to hit barely changes how much you're hitting. You go from hitting 5 and 6 times to 2 and 3 times, which is 5 and 6 to 4 and 6. The percentage difference is, it is not negligible, but it's manageable. By comparison, if you're hitting on 5, so 1 in 6, so 1 in 3 attacks are hitting on 2 in 6, and then you go down to hitting on 6s, you're going down to... You're basically effective shooting is being half. It's not going from... It's not going down by 20%. As you would with going from 2s to 3s. It's like even 3s to 4s, it's only 25% reduction in your shooting capability compared to an entire 50% reduction for the orcs. And when you're already not hitting, that's just absolutely painful. So they're like, okay, for orc shooting is really bad right now. So to make it up to them, we're just going to make sure that they're melee. That they don't have to choose between shooting and melee. They can just do both. And perhaps in testing, like giving orcs lethal hits and stuff just wasn't making up for it. I imagine some giant point changes are going to have to occur soon, though. I was watching a battle report between Chaos and Tau, and Chaos did make some really bad plays. And I feel that... Actually, I don't know how Bring It Down works in 11th, I forgot. Can you get bring it down from a single battle suit? Because I weren't ever getting bring it down from taking out battle suits, only for Riptides. It's like, there's multiple times I thought that they should have a bring it down, but maybe it requires like a certain wound threshold. I can't remember how bring it down works. But the tower just like absolutely dominating chaos. Because it's like, okay, we can ignore your cover. We got way more movability than you. We completely ignore your cover with shooting. We can increase your detection range. We are much cheaper than you, so we can completely cover the board and just be threatening you at every single point. So when it comes to playing objectives, we're better. When it comes to killing you at range, we're better. When it comes to trying to kill me in melee, I'm just not going to let you get into melee with me. I'm going to try and reduce it. I feel like Tau and Admech as a result, being two factions that can just go, I'm ignoring cover, is probably gonna see some changes. Can these two bits just go together? We got a little Grot! Yeah! I don't really like the helmet he's got. Don't ask the Grot what he thinks about purple art. There we go. About the blue art. They are blue art. Why is it, I just realised the cast system is incredibly popular in 40k, isn't it? The Orcs have an inbuilt cast system. The Tau have a cast system. The Eldar kind of have a cast system. With the aspect posts and so on. Oh, let's build one of the knobs. Which one do we want to... I like rockets. Let's go with rockets. And we'll go with the custom chopper, I think. Yeah. Like, how well would Orcs be doing? If they get 2 attacks, they get rapid fire 2. So if they can get into rapid fire range of you with their shooter, so that's going to be 40 attacks. If they hit on 6s, if they auto wound, that would be 10, 11 and a half. But we're not 6s. 5, 6, 6.5 automatic wounds on you. No AP. I guess it's not that good. That's still a Dead Space mean, I guess. I got a hair in my mouth. Hair in your mouth. Even your panel all over the place. So Eldar, Tyranage. Oh, what was it? What were people most excited for when it comes to 11th edition, though? Cleaner rules wording. Hi, KNK. Yeah, the rules do look a lot cleaner worded. For the moment, at least. There we go. To be honest, terrain changes, just how it all works. Yeah. The terrain changes do look pretty fun. Well, I'm waiting for this day one erector to come out because I've mentioned it a few times already. That there's going to be some changes, and I want to know what changes exactly are coming. Okay, so this is what I need. I already know some of the changes, like you can inch into terrain now to remove cover from your opponent. But watching some of the official battle reports, so if they're using clearly for new rules, not for old ones. What for ones that we currently have access to. It can be a bit difficult to follow it up, to follow what's happening. Objectives aren't just abstract circles on the ground. The cover bonus makes you harder to hit, instead of making armor penetration worse. Never understood how that works logically. So how cover used to work is that it gave you a new save that you could basically take instead of the armor save. It was an invulnerable save. So if you're in hard cover, that would be a 4+ invulnerable save. If you're in fortification, it'll be 3+ cover save. If you're in light terrain like sandbags or something, it'll be 5+. And if you're in super light terrain like just, you know, some foliage and barbed wire, it'll be 6+. Which is to represent that you take that instead of your armor save if you want to. So if you're a Space Marine with 3+ armor save, you never take it unless your armor save is being completely ignored. Because back then, AP ignored armor. So if you had AP 3, it ignored armor that was 3+ or better, or worse, sorry. Where if you're AP 5, you ignored armor that was 5+ or worse. But if you had cover saves, you could just always take the cover save as this. It would be unmodified. With some exceptions, like things that ignore cover, like flamethrowers. So I feel like their AP system of, you know, reducing your AP was based on that cover save system. Going, okay, so cover shouldn't stop a melt around blowing your face off, but it should at least soften the impact of it. And that's what it's about. It's basically the cover save is just softening the impact of the attack coming in. Yeah. What chapter are you painting from as Black Templars? Well, kind of. I'm painting from as the Inquisitors, which is my own homebrew chapter that's Templar inspired. It was originally going to be Black Templars, but then I decided to make it a successor chapter. So they're black, they're white, and they're blue. So generally the weapons would be blue, one of their capes would be blue. Depending what detachment they are in, this shoulder pad usually will be a different colour. The cross will be golden, where the inside of it will be white. Of this thing will be white, sorry. So yeah. The Sharpie Marines. No, they're not Sharpie! So mean to say that my painting looks like Sharpies. I don't... There we go. What's the homebrew law? So they were originally a Black Templar crusade back before the Indomitus era. So before Primaris were around. Except the crusade was relatively weak. The main person in charge of a crusade was a man named Aladoric, who was an incredibly good fighter, but his values and opinions and stuff did not go very well with his highly traditionalist and kind of extremist old marshal. So he kind of got sent on a penitence crusade, but then an inquisitor of the Adeptus Astartes, along with a... what do you call them? What's the name? Adeptus Mechanicus. A person of the Adeptus Mechanicus who was close with the Fabricator General of Mars, Carl, requested them to come to a certain system where there was a new battle barge, like brand new battle barge waiting for them. We are all Sigismund. No, not Sigismund. Also, so happy there's no more nonsense stopping charges because you're standing close to the wall but not right next to it. It was so gamey. Yeah. Some of the way cover work seems to have also been taking... Oh yeah, no, I'll just go back to my homebrew chapter. So what happened with them? When they arrived, they were also met up with various Death Watch who were all Sons of Dawn from the Death Watch. Oh wait, 40mm base. And... who else was there? Or somebody else. And other small groups that were from different chapters of Sons of, Dawn. And they were sent to a system towards the northeast of the galaxy. So the galaxy's like this, it got split in half. Eye of Terror's here. They got sent over here, roughly. To go to a certain planet. They weren't told why they had to go there. All they were told was chaos was about to take the planet. And that there was something on the planet that they had to make sure chaos would not only not get their hands on, but know nothing about. So they fought for days on this planet. And then the Great Rift happened. And sometime after the Great Rift, the Inquisitor that was in charge of it all was like, hey, the other thing that you're meant to be protecting on this planet, well, I've decided to open it up. And when they opened it up, it turned out to be a bunch of Primaris. And we're like, what the heck are these guys? We're like, well, we had a secret weapon called the Primaris, and we, because apparently Carl had multiple Primaris Marines, like just deep underground across the entire galaxy. So if one planet was lost, even Mars, the Primaris wouldn't be lost. And that's what they're doing. They're basically fighting to make sure one of these things that only a few people, mostly just Carl, knew about, was protected. And we're like, okay, so we're opening up these Primaris, we're retaking these planets, because there's chaos incursions and demons all over the place since the Rift opened up. Yeah, we're going to recapture the planets that are around this area, bring back the Imperium's light, and we're making you a new chapter. Since the chapter was founded by this Inquisitor and had very close ties to this very specific Adeptus Mechanicus person, the Inquisitors, their primary goal in any situation is to gain... This is literally the only arm option for him. If so, that's kind of sad. I thought they had a second chopper. I'm gonna have to check. Oh yeah, so if they go around basically trying to save the world, they go to different worlds and liberating the worlds, but their main goal is actually first to get Archaeotech, to get relics, to acquire, relics, to acquisition Archaeotech, to acquisition, Xenotech, and STCs and stuff like that. After that, they're interested in liberating worlds. And after that, they're interested in helping people. And they're generally a lot nicer than the Black Templars are. But they will happily screw you over if it means getting their hands on Archaeotech. They also got very much a Brotherhood of Steel kind of idea going on. Of, you know, I don't trust you with that tech. Like, if they find out that you've got some cool Archaeotech on the planet, if you're not willing to hand it over, they might just, they're gonna take it by force. Even if they just fought an entire campaign to liberate your world, if you don't hand over the cool tech, they're gonna take it. Step 2, can read. Yeah, it's a low bar, but it exists. I can see how they stop becoming Black Templars. Step 1, be nice. I mean, Templars often in lore, especially if you go to some of the older lore, can be quite nice. Then in 6th edition, they were super nice. Then in, I say super nice, as far as Templars are concerned, they were super nice. Can I, like, swap out this arm for something else? And I've got this arm here. Yeah, I'm gonna take that big old axe. That's really in depth. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're called the Acquisitors because they acquisition tech. They acquisition resources. Oh yeah, once they recapture your world, they're a bit interested in trying to fortify it because they are Sons of Dawn. But sometimes they'll just hand it over to the Adepts of Mars and just be like, hey, this is going to be a Forge world. Or hey, this is going to be a mining world to supply one of the Forge worlds. Or hey, one of the Forge worlds needs a lot more workers. A lot more servitors. They don't question what the Admech are going to do with the planet, to be honest. They just take the planet. The Admech needs it. They give it to them. Because they're good friends. If they think it's going to help with it's mostly if they think it's going to help with their crusade and getting more tech and stuff. But in general, they are more caring about people. They're a bit more tolerant of mutants and stuff. Mainly, it's like they go, okay, Ogrins have been around since the Great Crusade. We don't mind Ogrins. Ratlings, same ass. Longshanks, same. Anything that's been around of the Great Crusade, they're going to be like, you know, if the Emperor didn't want them around, he wouldn't have allowed them to be around. They're called sanctioned for a reason. So, yeah. I also just partly went away from Black Templars to move a bit away from some of the fandom of Black Templars. Oh, Black Templar fandom never does itself any. I've been fans of a Black Templar ever since I was a kid, and if you don't know, the Black Templar used to have a weapon called the Holy Orb of Antioch. If you've ever watched Monty Python, and that's what made me fall in love with Black Templars. After that, it was back when Firstborn Marines absolutely sucked. They looked awful, but Black Templars, they looked cool. They had cool robes and stuff. I liked them. We got a knob. Yeah. Did you know knob is short for noble? Yeah, the Orc Nobs used to be called Orc Nobles, for those who are unaware. But, oh yeah, for new cover rules, one thing I did see in some of the combat with some of the vtuber parts is the idea that sometimes units would be in cover and sometimes they wouldn't be. Oh yeah, if there's like certain parts of it, before it used to be, I believe, that like if one model in your unit was in cover, your entire unit got cover. Now it's done in a way where some of your unit will have cover, some of it won't. I believe. I didn't see anything in the rules that suggested that, but by the official battle reports, it sounds like that's a thing. Unless I was misunderstanding stuff, because I was trying to watch the battle reports while I was walking my cat, and my internet is very spotty when I'm walking the cat. Okay, so we got 2 grots. Yeah, the grots, unfortunately, they're not very customized, but we could try cutting off one of the heads, I guess. Orcs, though, they're pretty customizable for a starter set of orcs. This head, unfortunately, is not easy to change around, so that's a bit meh. But we did replace the axe, which is nice. Attack Squig. Oh. Actually, I want to look at the core rules now. I've got the core rule book. Wait, where did I put the core rule book? I think I know where I put it. Move bed. There we go. Okay, I didn't put it there. Where did I put it? In here? No? Is it up here? Oh, it might be. No. Ow. Oh. Is it in here? Aha! It's here. Do you Italian never to stand on a chair that spins? Too many history buffs playing Black Templar who? Yeah! Also, did I say hi, Ethan Rogers? Hello, Ethan Rogers. How you doing? Yeah, sometimes... I mean, I love history, though. I'm a history buff. Because, there's too many questionable people who play Black Templars. Like, most people who play Black Templars, like most armies in Warhammer, they're not like that. It's just that it's a loud minority.
Your mother is an Eldar, and your father is an Orc.
Yeah, oh no, that's so mean. That's so mean. Okay, visibility, hazard rolls, mortar wounds, benefit of cover, placing terrain, consolidation, close quarters, deployment, plunging fire, strategic reserve, surge move, flying models, transport capacity, embarking, moving vehicles, performing actions, stratagems, objectives, terrain, hidden, obscuring, solid. Level of control. Where's the benefit of cover rules? Okay, index. Page 50. There you go. Not all Black Templar fans, but it's always a Black... Oh, Krieg fan. Having a Krieg army and having a Black Templar army. To be fair, I only have a Krieg army because I really love the artillery pieces. I just wanted artillery. Not all Black Templar fans, it's always a Black Templar fans, but it's only because it's a very popular faction. Honestly, Black Templar aren't super popular. Space Wolf fans also have a bit of a similar issue, if I'm entirely honest with you. Actually, Space Wolves used to be much worse for it than Black Templars were at one point. But yeah. Our model is infantry beast swarm keyword and is within a terrain area. Each time a ranged attack targets a unit, if every model in that unit meets one of the following conditions, that unit has benefit of cover against that attack. That model is infantry swarm beast keyword and is within a terrain area. That model is not fully visible to the attacking model due to one or more intervening terrain features and or one or more intervening obscuring terrain areas. Yeah, that's what I thought. Is that it's either everyone gets the terrain. Let's turn off that light. Either everyone, if not everyone in your unit has the benefit of cover, then your unit doesn't have a benefit of cover, according to this rule. Before it used to be that half a unit could be in cover. I believe what it used to be, wasn't it, in the old rules, that if half a unit was in cover, the entire unit was in cover. But it seems to be that the day one ENvtuber that the battle force, that the officers, that the battle parts are using is if half a unit's in cover, then half a unit gets the benefit of cover. Which means that your opponent can be shooting at your unit without the -1 modifier until all of the people out of cover are dead, and then they can start shooting at you with the -1 modifier. You called her an alien, what do you think? Alcoholism. Yeah, you're calling my mother an Eldar. My mother's not an ugly old Eldar. My mother's at least an orc. Look at this handsome lad. Look at him. There we go. So yeah, that's just one of the things I've been... There's another thing I noticed. So another thing about the benefit of cover is that if you're a vehicle and you go into a terrain area, again, it's not in the rules that I could find, so it must be like a day one ENvtuber thing. But if someone's got in a terrain area and has cover because of a terrain area, and you're a vehicle and you just put yourself slightly in that terrain area, that unit no longer has benefit of cover. What's another rule that... When I was looking at the rules just then, I noticed another thing that seemed a bit odd or different. I can't remember what it was though. Whatever. Grots. There's a lot of rules that they've like changed since they wrote that rule book. I don't know what they all are. I know that other people have seen the final rules, but I didn't get to see them. So I don't know. There we go. Yeah, this isn't a bad kit, to be honest. I don't know what this guy's head is from. Feels like it's from one of the starter set models. It's not for Banner Knob. It's not for Big Boss. Oh, it's a Pain Boy head. That's what it is, isn't it? No, it's not the Pain Boy head. It's not the Mech head. It's somebody's head. I don't know. Can this arm go on this body if I just put a fist away? LARPing. I don't know what I'm talking about for LARPing now. Sorry. Left a message unfinished. Oh. Okay, so can this wet gun arm go on this body? It might actually fit. If I just put down that thing a little bit more. There we go. I mean, there's the people who really get into character. Oh, I mean, yeah, there's always issues with some people getting a bit too into the characters. Well, that's not honestly the issue. It's generally for people that, do you know, you see these extremely vile, horrible characters. Like, do you know the Black Templar can be? Do you know, hate mutants, hate aliens, hate heretics, and it's all too willing to brand people a heretic, even if they're not. Basically just hates people that are different. And they see those characters and they go, that's me. It's like, there's one thing about getting into the game and, you know, stuff like that. Getting into the character of the faction you're playing and seeing nothing wrong with the faction you're playing. Which, like, you're gonna have people like that who have a problem with like me playing because I'm a woman. They're like, no, these are toy soldiers for boys. And it's like, yeah, I've probably been playing this game longer than you have. It's silly stuff. Hi, Nanofate. I think they just want a giant sword. We all want giant swords. Well, most of us won't be able to wield it. I could definitely wield a giant sword. Have you seen these look how muscly this are. Look how big this arm is. Yeah. So strong. So strong. There we go. Yeah.
Have you seen these orcs? Ha, got her.
We've seen these orcs. These orcs. These orcs are the best orcs. I mean, the orcs, honestly, are really good kit. Oh, I've not brought down any of my orcs on the Attic. I mean, they're not very big models, as you can see. It's about the same size as the old orcs. Bank. Sorry, I'm just started randomly making noises. We got what arm options do we have? We've only got one arm option. We have to take the grenade. Where's your shooter? Where's your shooter, lad? You got a grenade? Where's your shooter? An orc go into battle without his shooter. Oh. There we go. I wonder if other factions though will start seeing, because it's the same sort of thing that you see in Age of Sigmar. If you look at a lot of their like units, you'll see things like oh, what will you see? Oh yeah, things like you know, lethal hits or whatever, or anti-infantry, like very commonly amongst their units, where they get bonuses depending on what they're shooting into. And it's like just their basic weapons get that type of stuff as well. Look at him. Oh, now turn the light back on, obviously, that's good. There we go. I wonder if, since we've seen the orcs getting lethal hits on like half of their stuff, and blast on their flamers, and blast 2 on their rockets, if every other faction's also going to start seeing that once their codexes come out. If so, it does mean that everyone who doesn't have a codex yet, or doesn't get a significant rule update, is going to be significantly worse off than everyone else. Okay, one leg. Where's your second leg? We got one leg. One leg. That's not a leg. Okay, we've got a leg here. That's good. Oh, no! Don't let me! Oh, no! No! Oh, how could you? What's this? That's a bit of spoon. Okay. There we go. I dropped his leg. How could I? I'm so evil. I didn't mean to. I couldn't help it. Yeah, he really does not have an option for a shooter at all. Okay, let's get a grenade pack on his back. I like how the grenades are very similar to the old grenade packs they had though, which is fun. I kind of like how they made shooters and choppers work together, because I've always preferred shooters to choppers. Like, I mean, partly because orcs are meant to be a melee army, and just finding out, oh, I can build my orcs as not melee, and don't mind if I do. So it's like, even as a kid, half of my orcs were just shooty orcs. And they sucked back then. There was one advantage to shooty orcs back then. Is that sure, they only hit on 5s, but their weapons were assault weapons, which meant you could move and shoot them and still charge. Back then, you could either move, shoot, or charge. And that's what assault weapons used to do. I mean, interpretations of 40k itself is fine. It's just when you start taking those interpretations into real life where it starts becoming an issue. Well, you do have some things where it's like... One of the things that they really like doing, especially in more recent lore. But again, it's even in the oldest lore. Is where the Imperium's extremism kind of works against it sometimes. Although that body part does not work with this. Can this one do? So, where the Imperium likes this idea of it has to do something, because if it's not the way it is, then it's going to fail. But Games Workshop likes their lore that contradicts that kind of thing. Like, yes, there is some reasoning behind what they do, but the Imperium always just takes it way too far and way too literally. Which I kind of find fun. Except then it's like, you get Genestealer cults appearing. It's like, okay, now what the Imperium does makes a lot of sense. Like we're playing Rogue Trader. It's like, yeah, I don't agree with the Imperium for half of the stuff that they do, but when it comes to Chaos cults and Genestealer cults, yeah, you kind of have your luck cut out for you. There's no being kind to them or reaching a reasonable understanding. There we go. Oh gosh. There we go. Oh my gosh, they have incredibly thick necks. Look at that thick neck. There we go. Oh. Feeling EP already. Bye bye, denizen of misery. I hope you become a nice denizen of sleeping. That kind of just flicked off a model and got caught to my hair. Like getting stuck in a spider's web. There we go. Look at that arc. He's a screamy arc. Yeah. Okay, the new arcs are amazing, if I'm honest. For start to set arcs, they're amazing. I'm just hoping that they definitely just don't take the same arcs and, you know, make it... I'm hoping the new Orc Boy kit, though, is just as good as the old, like the really old Orc Boy kit for customization. Yeah. Star Wars is weird. To be honest though, Star Wars, one of the best Star Wars projects I think is just like ever is Andor. Amazing Star Wars project. It felt like they did everything right with it. There's a bit of issue of feeling not always like Star Wars. Because it lacks that same sort of nice mysticism too that Star Wars had, you know, where it feels kind of fantasy. But that's the entire thing. It's not trying to be fantasy, it's trying to be gritty. In many regards, I feel what Andor is kind of what Boba Fett should have been. Because Boba Fett felt like it should have been a much more gritty, morally dubious sort of show. Where you got characters having to stretch the limits of what they considered morally acceptable or whatever. Oh, then Boba Fett just absolutely screwed. Boba Fett had a lot of cool scenes and a lot of nice ideas, but oh my gosh, the final execution of it all just became Mandalore season 4. I didn't like the Mandalorian though. Oh. I could never get into the Mandalorian. It didn't help when it became Mandalorian season 3. The Clone Wars was nice though, especially the last couple of seasons of the Clone Wars. Which were again done by Disney. But then you had blooming the sequel trilogy, which kind of sucked. Rogue One was pretty good though. I've not watched the Han Solo, the Acolytes, or Skeleton Crew. I've heard Skeleton Crew is good. I've not watched Ahsoka either. I'm kind of scared too. Because Ahsoka became my favourite character from the Rebels. Not from the Rebels. Actually, she was my favourite character in Rebels from Clone Wars. I didn't think a lot of the Rebels, but my goodness. Every time Ahsoka appeared in the Rebels, it was just cinema. I like Blood Angels. They have a problem they can't rid themselves of, so they must cope with it. Someone who has anxiety and OCD, it spoke to me. I can't be a free man. I can't be free of it, but I can cope. Man, the internet has ruined the word cope. Yeah. We can cope. But Blood Angels are kind of cool. I say kind of cool. They are cool. I've been reading some of Blood Angels stuff lately. Sanguinius, Dante. And they're really cool. Kind of makes me want to make a Blood Angels army. Black Templar spoke to me just because of the memes. And that was the early memes of it. It was just, what's it called? Monty Python. Because Black Templars also got a 6+ feel no pain. If on one of their fouls at one point. So you could just... You could literally do the, This but a scratch. Yeah, it's a 6+ feel no pain. It's not a back up for Venvo, barely anything got feel no pain. So just being able to go, hey, do you have that super powerful attack you hit me? That last cannon? Yeah, I just wanted a 6. Oh, I didn't feel anything. It's like, it's just a scratch. You have your bloody arms gone. I'll bite your legs off. Hello, Talon. Oh, gosh. I got better. Yeah. You can try your best, but you won't succeed. Also, I just liked the drip of the Black Templars because they look so much. The firstborn Black Templars look so much cooler. The Dark Angels also looked cool, but I didn't like how emo-y their lore was and edgy. The Black Templars also had edgy lore, but it was kind of tempered a bit with the memes that were just inbuilt into the codex that just made the codex hella fun to read. When I read the Dark Angels Codex, though, all it made me want to do is make an Unforgiven army. Like the Chaos Space Marines or whatever. Which was an option in Chaos Space Marines back then. Are we going to get spare bits in this box set? Oh my goodness. We're going to get spare bits in our Orcs box. In our starter set? My goodness. Iron Black Templars should get for Feel No Pain, where on a 6+ they get twice for... Yes. Schizo Knights of Round Table, that's Dark Angels, yeah. Also, I liked how they were melee focused, because I never did shooting well. For my... Whenever I tried using Space Marines, my shooting just always got outshot by everyone else. But this was back in 5th, 6th and 7th edition, and back then Space Marines sucked. Just across the board they sucked. You'll often find you're spending 5 times as many points as your enemy, but you're dying just as easily. Hi, Flash! So... the ability just to charge, the ability to feel no pain was great. Partly because I had this rule. I say this rule. I had this thing where if I rolled a dice and I have a 2+ armor save, I need to roll a 2 or higher. I would almost always roll a 1. But if the worse the dice roll I need to make, the better I roll. So if I need to hit on 6s, I am likely to hit on 6s. If I've got a 6+ save, I'm gonna pass it. If I've got a 2+ save, no, I'm gonna fail it. So just that ability to just fix this significant thing that was wrong with my army was amazing. Yeah, the lore of the Black Templars never really spoke to me though too much. Like, they can be angry, but eh. But I do like the lore of Black Templar. I like the inner conflict of Black Templars between the radical and the traditionalist side of them. So the radical is like, they see astropaths as like holy emissaries of the Emperor. Like, the fact that they can see the Emperor is amazing to them. And I like that. I think that's fun. When you've then got other Black Templar who absolutely hate astropaths, so that means that you got this lot of just conflict appearing between the two. And you try your best, but you don't succeed. Wait. Can I do the most melee dude ever? I think I can. Yes, this dude is just as meleeed up as possible. Oh no, he's not got a second melee. I thought that was a melee weapon. No, he's a slugger. I might be able to do it for him, actually. That would be fun. What other weapon could I gift him though? That goes to him. That goes to him. I'm missing an arm. There's one arm I need. There we go. I don't trust their Primaris until they saw they could be paranoid too. Didn't know you were cool like that. Yeah, I've seen that. That was fun. The Black Templar didn't like their Primaris either. And it's like some of them did, but that's where their conflict comes from. Like some Crusades just like killed their Primaris. Or even had a civil war over the Primaris within the Crusade. And I think that's fun. To a point that they were willing to kill custodians and stuff. It's like when you're so like traditionalist that even the custodians get screwed over by you. It's extremely silly and I love it. One Crusade fleet had a gamer moment, yeah. But in the end, the more I've read of the more modern lore, like I kind of like the 6th, 7th edition lore of Black Templars. When they're a bit more moderate, as it were. As I've gotten more into the modern lore of them, I've realised I'm not a big fan of them. So I kind of like decided to switch out from them. Just be my own little faction. Of a homebrew chapter. This is... oh, darn it. I think turning down any help when you're going in an all-out war means you should be left to the results of your actions, no more help. But it's not just turning down, it's seeing it as an abomination and choosing not just to turn it down, but to destroy it. Okay, there you go, that's better. Like, they actively decided to kill the Primaris, but the Custodian was still there. They had a vote on it first, though. The Marshal and most of them were like, hey, yeah, we should, you know... Well, half of them and the Marshal were like, we should help, we should accept the Primaris and stuff. And the Chaplain was like, no, we shouldn't. And the chaplain's group ended up fighting the other group, and yeah, this resulted in pretty much everyone just dying. Actively destroying the helps you get you permanently excommunicated from society, pretty much. Making Grimaldos fight like a Night Lord of a 10th Codex was certainly a choice. Wait, Grimaldos fights like a Night Lord? What? I've read Hell's Reach finally, and Hell's Reach isn't bad. It shows the different types of Black Templar and stuff there as well. The different extremes that you've got. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm missing an arm over here. You try your best and you can't succeed. Oh, maybe it's this arm. The smartest Black Templar I've ever done was a Psyops men where about them and Conjurer's feed so she'll bump up their sales up so GW won't send the faction to the Haspeen realms. Look, just because I'm building a 40,000 point army doesn't mean there's a Psyop to do it. I'm an expert at Psyops. I can recognize a Psyop some 50 millimeters away. That's not a lot. That's not very far away. I know what I said. If Gunjo wasn't fair to carry the Black Templar builders, all they would be right now is a passing. Did you hear about that? There used to be a faction called Black Templars on YouTube. No! No! Did you know there used to be a rat named Talan? There used to be an anime called JoJo. You know, there used to be a faction older than Vital. Like every faction except... Every faction I think pretty much is older than Vital. Like seriously, every faction in the game is older than Vital. The Leagues of Photon are older than Vital because they used to be the squads. Also look, this guy forgot to bring any guns. He's got some bullets on his harness, but he doesn't have any guns. Everyone else is just going to have to shoot more to make up for it. Actually, he doesn't even know what a bullet is. He's like, oh, these are really nice, these shiny things. I like them. I'm going to put them all over my belt. Oh, that's so good. So good. Now give me my axe. And give me my big old stabber stick. Yeah. Now that's a meme about the classics. Did you know Tau once found a dreadnought older than the whole civilization, which became really hot recently, mainly for the memes. Yeah, and the meme was completely unfounded. Like, we could show the Imperium is flawed, but these days they can't assassinate factions. Like, they give some factions the one flaw they don't have, like Order of the Sacred Rose. I guess so. It depends, like, Space Rules have been a lot nicer recently. Like, Space Rules have been, like, I've been reading all the Armageddon lot, and Space Rules have been doing so much cool stuff there. Have they been so nice? Have they been like, what the heck? Why are the Space Rules getting all the good stuff? Have the Black Templars are like, oh yeah, the Black Templars were also here, and after failing in multiple attacks, they decided to butcher all the civilians in this town. It's like, what? That was hell, bitch. What? But what? I've Space was like, oh, Lord Grimnar, you know, he was super cool and super nice and super friendly, and everyone loved him. And after he gave a speech, everyone stood up and clapped. Like, no, why? The one cool moment the Black Templars got in the entire book was in, like, just a footnote of Grimaldus went back to Hell's Reach and he saved Hell's Reach. And everyone was happy and everyone liked Grimaldus. And it's like, Hellbridge, what did you expect? You trusted the Salvar Chem Dogs to hold a bloody position. You know, for people famed for, you know, being penal legion, for being traitors, for being criminals, for being bad, for, you know, backstabbing people and shooting people in the back. Yeah, do you know those people? Yeah, you trusted them to hold out against chaos without any support. What did you expect would happen? And now you're taking it out on the civilians who were just, oh, gosh. There we go. Yeah, it was funny because it was false. In that new Sister of Battle animation, they made the Order known for being the nicest, acting oddly cruel. Least violent Black Templar crash out. Yeah. I think when it came to the animation, I don't think the animation was too bad. Because it wasn't saying that the entire Order is like that. Because you had the person who was actually in charge. And she died. But she was super nice and super kind. You then had the person under her being, you know, just having to teach her, no, you need to be kind. You need to be accepting. You need to realise that people can improve. Yeah. Not everything is black and white. Yeah. Except then you had the other person coming along being like, I'm evil. I'm mean. I'm cruel. I don't think that was saying that the entire Order is like that. I think it was just saying this one person was like that. Oh, that's where it goes. Okay, I understand it. Of just these handful of people. Because it is something you do commonly see in the different factions. Is that it's one of the Fate Games Workshop's favourite things to do since forever. They basically create a stereotype for a faction, and then they immediately just have characters go against that stereotype. Like, for instance, the Grimaldus book. Grimaldus goes against a lot of the stereotypes of the Black Templars. Even Hellbridge does to some extent. The Sisters of Battle, you get... wasn't for another book where you've also got them and they're like super nice, except then you just have a couple of them that are super mean. Or at least they start the book off as super mean and slowly learn to be nice. Tau and they uncover the Dreadnought older. Honestly, they could very much uncover Dreadnought older than the entire civilization. The civilization is like 5,000 years old. Meanwhile, this Dreadnought's are 10,000 years old. There we go. 10 arts. Yeah. Look at him. He's got some extra stabbers. You can tell this guy came from Britain. You know, other people brought extra grenades. Other people brought extra guns. No, he brought extra stabbers. You need, just in case. You get shanked. Shank, shank, shank. There we go. So where's my fly boys? Here's a fly boy. We got some fly boys. Ba-da-da-do-do-do-do-do. Okay, so I'm gonna have to definitely get spare arms and spare backpacks. Not a backpack, shoulder pads, sorry. For these dudes. Where's like how the bodies go together? Okay, if this is a flying dude. No! The arms attached to the body, that sucks. Okay, one. Part of our marked Lady and Black Templar joint operations are just a piety sword measuring contest. Yeah. No, don't become a low effort Warhammer channel. But the Tau civilization is really young. It's not low effort, it's literally that could happen. Especially for fighting Chaos Space Marines. One of the fun things when you compare the Tau to the Imperium is like comparing the Imperium to the Eldar. And also like comparing the Imperium to the Arts. I was like on site for a second, they first made contact. There we go. There we go. So these bits go together there. 5 is next. Do you think that the sword buffer captain will be able to have like a Thunderhammer or Power Fist? Not sword buffer, the Vanguard Sergeant, sorry. Now I plan to have 10, so if I do get 5 more, I can modify it as needed. As the Codex tells me to. There we go. If you're going to make a meme that people are going to believe, misinformation, you better make it believable. So that's, you need to put false truths in there. You need to make it medieval. I got a project I got to wrap up, so I gotta go. Before I do thoughts of future. Oh, we went over it earlier, but overall, pretty cool stuff. Exodites are nice, Telemundred are nice. I don't really care for the other custody stuff personally. But I do think the new jet bikes look nicer than the old ones. It would have been nice of a kill team to include another kill team like the Catachan one, not just some Arc Beast. Or at least if you're going to include Arc Beast Snaggers, give them like a new unit or something. Or give them a model refresh because the current box set's kind of sucks. Yeah. That's all in all. Thoughts on it. Oh, the new Chaos stuff looks absolutely amazing for Old World. Kind of weird that Cafes gets in yet another new box set, but I guess they are the ones that they need to sell for most since they are the newest. No, this doesn't work. What else was there? The new Arc stuff looks cool. The Codex looks insane with all the lethal hits and stuff. New Necromunda stuff looks cool. Imperialis stuff, the Titanicus ones. They're okay. New weapons. I don't really play Titanicus. And the new Ogres look amazing. Definitely not a fan of the aesthetic personally, but I can't deny that they are an amazing upgrade to the Ogres. And they definitely give the game more of a unique aesthetic to them. Make them feel more like their own proper faction now. Which is nice. They needed that. Okay, where is my assorted bits? Hi, Boris. Don't worry about being late. Don't put cupcakes to the sword. No!
I'm late. Time to put the cupcakes to the sword.
Don't worry about being late, though. What do I need? Spare arms. And I need shoulder pads. Where's my assorted heads as well? And I probably need... No. We're not going to do one of them as a sword buffer. We're going to build 10 of them. Okay, there's my heads. And I need my shoulder pads. My shoulder pads. Ooh, stud shoulder pad. Let's get some of them. Other shoulder pads. Other shoulder pads. Like Templar shoulder pads. Yeah. So we got assorted bits. Let's get a cool arm out for him. Oh, maybe I should get a plasma pistol arm. That would maybe be good. Because there's only one plasma pistol in the box. But I feel like for Vanguard veterans, and they have the official release, you'll be able to get like multiple plasma pistols. You'll have a sergeant with a plasma pistol, and they didn't have like 2 of them can be upgraded with plasma pistols. Per 5. That's what I'm guessing based on like other model sets. And starter sets don't always give you the full options that you can have available. I.e. the intercessors only have 1 grenade launcher. Ooh, I've got some lightning claws. Maybe I should give one of them lightning claws. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be nice. Some spare lightning claws. Got a spare plasma pistol here. Maybe I should wait on giving them spare plasma pistols. Yeah, I'll wait on giving them spare plasma pistols. I'll wait for the official, for the codex and the new ones that will come with the codex. That would be good. That would definitely be best. So we just need to find a different arm to give them. I don't think I'm going to have many bolt pistols in the left hand, will I? Or do I? Oh, I do have one. It's not a Black Templar one, but that's fine. We can just give him a Black Templar shoulder pad. Yeah. Kind of annoyed that combi weapons seem to, again, get different profiles because now I don't know if I should build stuff with combi bolters or combi weapons. Your chaos. Either. Combi weapons are amazing. Combi bolters are amazing because you get more shots. And more shots for chaos is amazing because of Dark Pact. Now, Dark Pacts might not say the same, but right now, Dark Pacts with combi bolters is really, really good. For weight to fire is amazing. Also, weight to fire is just really useful in general. I mean, WYSIWYG isn't too important. Heck, I saw the official battle reports and they just completely throw WYSIWYG out the window sometimes. Like you're saying, this guy has a combi bolter, and you look at it and he's like, he clearly does not have a combi bolter, but go whatever you want to do. You then got with Chosen. Do I have my Chosen? No, I put my Chosen away. If you're building Chosen, then you're often going to have an issue of you probably won't even have your ranged weapon equipped on the model. Like my Chosen don't have a ranged weapons equipped on them. Yeah, I think the weapons look so similar that no one cares. Yeah. And WYSIWYG used to be important, but 10th edition just killed anyone's love for WYSIWYG. I still like to try WYSIWYGing when I can. But then you get situations like, if you're doing Chosen, or my Chosen with combi weapons, because I chose to do combi weapons when I could on them. Just have power weapons and pistols. You can't actually see any combi weapons. The ones with bolt guns have bolt guns, but you don't see any power weapons because they got the bolt gun in the hands. So it's and it's very hard to do. Like, if you give them the bolt gun, you're not necessarily going to be able to give them the other power weapons and stuff. And you're giving them the power weapons, you're not necessarily going to be able to give them the combi weapons and stuff. So it's... And heck, half of their power weapons are actually chainswords. Yeah, and with monthly rule updates and stuff. Red Corsair Raiders rule-wise able to take Power Fist and Melt on the same model, but the kit only has a two-handed Melter and a Power Fist option, so yeah. And then you get kits where there's a bunch of weird options, but you can't actually take any of them. And it's not just old kits, it's like new kits. The Corsair Sky Reavers, for example. There's a bunch of just random weapons there that don't have any profile. And it's fine. I think some of the other kits that came out around the same time are like that, as you said, with Red Corsairs. I personally don't like taking combi weapons, but this goes back to when combi weapons are one-shot weapons, and I just hated trying to keep track of which ones are fired and which ones aren't. And being like, you know what? I don't want to pay extra points for a one-shot weapon. I'm just going to take it as it is. Oh no, all of these guys should have capes. Because they're all veterans. That means they're all sword brothers, meaning they should all have capes. I forgot that. Yeah, it's not going to just be for Sergeant with the capes. And yes, I know that you're flying and capes aren't great when you're flying, but look, we're not Edna Mole over here. They are veterans, meaning they are old, sent them to retirement. No. No, 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 no. We can get a few more years in the mines from them. Your limb loss is not surface related. Yes, I did say limb loss, not hearing loss. Oops. Capes. Yeah. These men should be playing they can play Mahjong. I know how to feel about WYSIWYG losing its meaning, but I also kind of like... I like it and don't. I like building stuff to WYSIWYG just because I like it, but I don't like enforcing WYSIWYG onto people. In part, I remember as a kid wanting to play with special weapons and stuff, but I couldn't afford them. Especially like trying to play God or anything when you have to buy blister packs to get the special weapons. Because none of them come in for boxes. And not being able to afford to have any of the special weapons or cool options other than for people just say WYSIWYG. You can't use it, you don't have it. Or that's clearly not an actual plasma gun, you just stole some Xeno stuff. That's not a plasma gun, it's not a bolt gun, so you don't get to use either of them. Now, maybe I played with some really annoying people, but honestly, WYSIWYG rules kind of read that into people. Well, still, I like to play with WYSIWYG, but I don't want to force people to play with WYSIWYG because it's expensive. And you're going to get issues like if you buy a starter set, it's not going to have all the equipment options in it. Yeah, they do have cupboards. Nice. I mean, even if they ever met the Tau, they're gonna be like, we haven't covered a veteran older than our whole civilization. No! Also, that's not true. The oldest loyalist Marine, according to canon, is Dante. Well, actually, no, they importantly say he's the oldest known, or well-known, loyalist Space Marine. So, technically, you could have Space Marines older. I see people still making different models and sprues. Back in the day, if you showed up with Sprue Marine, they would have you cannibalized in an instance. Or probably not, honestly. If you do something like that, people might laugh, but then they'll... I remember, because I didn't get... I remember doing my exams and stuff, and being told I wasn't allowed to play at the shop anymore because my army is not enough of my models are painted. And if I want to play, I have to paint my models. I'm like, I'm doing exams. I don't have the time to paint every single model. I've then tried doing a lot of like speed painting of my models with the few paints I had. I'm glad of a decline of the grog and bolt counters. Yeah. I also had an issue of, like, do you know where units have grenade keywords? So every model has a grenade anyway. It was even back then, it's like, if you wanted to take grenades, you had to pay for every single model to take grenades. But if you didn't have it modelled on every single model, then you had to make sure that the models that were getting killed weren't the ones that had the grenades modelled onto them. And back then, not every single model came with grenades modelled onto them. So, you know, sucked to suck. I have never put a smoke launcher on my vehicles. I have put smoke launchers on my vehicles, but I've put them on my vehicles without actually using them. Back when you had to pay for smoke launchers, because I'm like, yeah, it's not worth paying for smoke launchers, but I do like the look of them, so I'm taking them. And then, like, I get told, no, you have to include them in your armor unless it's on your model. Otherwise, you're just going to confuse your opponent. It's like, I can just tell them. Like, nah, you can't. Oh, gosh. Sort. Okay, let's look. Do we have a cool head for you? We do. I'm going to take that head. It just releases haze or something. Yeah. I do like that about the current way of doing models. And some of the GW kits definitely are like that. Like, for instance, every single one of these dudes has a shooter and a... Officially now, every single one has a shooter, a slugger, and a chopper. This guy only has a shooter. This guy only has choppers. This guy has a shooter and 3 choppers. This guy has a slugger, a chopper, and a shooter. So this guy's modelled correctly. But this guy doesn't have grenades. The unit has grenades. It has explosives. This guy has explosives, but he has no chopper. Unless your grenade is a chopper. And he's got no slugger. So... But Games Workshop definitely seems to be working in that sort of way of saying, hey, yeah, not everything's got to be modelled onto your model, and that's fine. Don't worry about it. No, that's a Phobos arm. Boat pistol. I've got a boat pistol. And I'm gonna shoot you in the head. Boat pistol, boat pistol. You're looking at 50 of his server chat and I can't be offered wissy-wigging for guns, but at least I won't mix combi boats and combi weapons of the same unit. Yeah, one of the things I always suggest though is trying just to make it clear. So, instance, if you want to use combi weapons, because every single Terminator can have combi weapons, can't they? Just have all of your Terminators using combi weapons then. Like if you got 3 units of Terminators, or if you only want 1 unit only having combi weapons, then just make it clear that unit has the combi weapons and only that unit. Either via modelling somehow, like if you've got multiple combi weapons, put them all into that 1 unit. If you don't, if you do have like 15 of each, then obviously you're going to have to do some mixing and matching a little bit there. But just as much as you can, try to make it very clear. The Vanguard veterans aren't too bad. They're pretty fun models. Oh gosh, there's a bit of spoo. This is the issue sometimes when I'm just taking my spare bits out. I don't always clean them up properly before putting them away. I'm like, I can do that when I'm putting it on the model. And then I forget to do that. And then later I'm looking at the model after it's already base coated and like, there's a bunch of bits here I could have cleaned out. He's protecting himself from the flash of a bolt pistol with his power sword. There we go. Backpack. We need a backpack. Giving him a backpack every day. There we go. Sorry, my chat's been a bit weird. I'm just trying to fix it. Oh gosh, my chat is just sorry. There you go, my chat was stopped for a second there. That's what put me off playing back when I started in 5th or 6th. Yeah. A bit leery of Warhammer Academy will go. Hopefully if they use it to push the culture in even better directions. Yeah, that would be cool. I already had some of the Warhammer Academy stuff though already. Better pay, or at least something similar to it before. You don't want to pay 50 euros on an infantry box and only find out you built it wrong and it's unusable in the gameplay. Yeah. Thankfully, I think as a whole, Warhammer had started improving before 10th edition for doing a WYSIWYGing. Well, that's partly because Warhammer had massively improved in popularity. And more people were in it for the modelling and painting rather than, you know, for being absolute nerds about everything. And by absolute nerds, I mean being a bit jerky. Which was nice. And then 10th edition basically just put the nail in the coffin for that type of stuff. Which Games Workshop probably saw as important because of trying to keep people in the hobby. Oh gosh, that completely shattered there. That's the issue with these 3D printed resins. Very brittle. It's fine, it's going under that backpack. You'll barely be able to see the fact that one of these sides shattered rather than becoming a nice point. Because the backpack's a little bit thicker than normal, so these tapes aren't actually capable of going onto it very easily. Infinite cape works. There we go. How big are the Arc Boys next to Space Marines though? Kind of small. That should be the case. And Knobs now have 3 wounds. That's absolutely insane to me. I guess it makes sense. They are like bigger than Space Marines, so. Okay, none of the rest of these guys seem to have arms attached to the body, which is good. I don't like having the arms attached to the body. Kinda sucks. So this one, I think I'm going to go for the As you can see, I'm just cutting the prongs off the arms so I can attach other arms and reposition the arms if I want to. Arms, 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 arms. There we go. It would be funny if a unit of orcs killed a unit for to get more wounds because they get bigger the more they fight. If they did a campaign, I could imagine something like that happening. I don't know how Orc campaign and Crusades work at the moment. Would it be funny if they added that sort of thing to it? Where Orcs can become big uns or odd boys. Would explain what happened to odd boys and big uns. I'm missing an entire leg here. 54, no, 40, 32, 33, 13. Is it over here? 50 shit, no. $44, there we go. That's the leg I need. Would probably be horrendously broken for gameplay. Yeah, orcs already look like with their codex that they're going to have what some of the other, factions have. Or when the codex eventually comes out, they're just absolutely overpowered. Unless they're obviously massively overpointed. Their points are increased massively for the new codex, which I can imagine might be the case. Those new orc boys just seem absolutely insane. Oh no. The new truck also seems pretty dangerous. It'd be hard to think that the orcs wouldn't get overpointed because the new orcs are better than current orcs in every single way. Now, you can argue that current orc boys are a bit overpointed. But I'm not so sure. Okay, so we give him Power Claw. Lightning Claw. Oh wait, I have him going back. This guy's just gonna do for treble shash person because it's just a way to stab you 3 times. Like knuckle dusters, but knives. There we go. He's coming in. I'd be surprised if they couldn't get special weapons like lightning claws and stuff in the squad. Because it feels like Vanguard veterans definitely should. Either way, it's just going to count as a mastercrafted weapon otherwise. Okay, let's give him, because I don't have my other shoulder pads out, let's just go for the studded shoulder pad on one side and a Templar shoulder pad on the other. Usually, I like putting the Templar shoulder pad on that side, but because their arms molded in on that side, I had to swap it over. Thankfully, there's already a bunch of Space Marines I have that were swapped over anyway, for one reason or another. Sometimes just because I forgot, especially early on. But part of the lore of the chapter, and just Black Templars in general though, is that there's not a lot of uniformity amongst them. Oh gosh, this shoulder pad's a bit cracked. Ah, whatever, it's fine. No, maybe it's not fine. Maybe with some just application of force, it would be fine. Nah. Okay, let's get one of the heads. I think all of the heads are pretty cool actually for the Vanguard veterans. But we'll look through them for one of these heads. That head's pretty cool because it's got the Terminator's cross on it. That head's pretty cool because it's got the Aquila on it. And oh, pretty sure there should be a fifth head somewhere. That's a librarian head. Oh, there's another head here. Let's go for Screamer head for this dude. Screamer head feels very perfect for a guy who just coming and going, I'm gonna shank you. I'm gonna shank you as much as I probably can. Yeah. It looks like it belongs to a Raven Guard. If he had a Carver's helmet, he'll definitely be in the Raven Guard. That being said, I do have a squad of, in my Vanguard squad, not Vanguard veterans, in my Vanguard army, that is, I have 10 Assault Marines, and to have them stand out against my Rapid Response Force, which has 30 Assault Marines in it, Assault Intercessors of Jump Packs, that is. What did I do with them? I did something silly. Oh, I gave them all Carver's helmets, Mark 6 helmets. So now they can be jumping at the enemy at full tilt. But that's my Phobos detachment. I've only got the Jump Pack veterans in there because I already had 2 of the old Battle Fortresses I got really cheaply. That had 15 Assault Intercessors with Jump Packs in. And 2 captains. Well, 1 captain in. 1 captain became a captain. 1 captain became a chaplain with Jump Pack. Then I had the other captain that had, you know, the Thunder Hammer. Then we've got a new chaplain. But anyway, when we got the Raven Guard Combat Patrol, I was like, that's got the Phobos Marine stuff I need anyway. And I want this. This is going to be great for my Phobos army. And I'll just finish off, round out my Phobos army because it lacks any anti-tank by putting a bunch of Assault Intercessors into it. Which might sound crazy, but it works. But yeah, if you give them Infiltrate, because you can give them an enhancement onto your Jump Pack Captain to get so he gets Infiltrate. And then with his 12-inch move and charge and stuff, it basically just guarantees a turn 1 charge. And adding Mortal Wounds, it becomes absolutely devastating just to throw at your opponent in turn 1. Especially if it's just going to be a threat that you know your Phobos can't deal with. Just having him be able to come down turn 1 is really useful. Alternatively, you can then just put him into strategic reserves if your opponent counters it too hard. I'll just reposition him with the fact that I can just change 3 of my models, 3 of my units. Okay, I still don't know what I'm gonna do necessarily with a librarian, because obviously I don't have my Ultramarine and Dark Angels army are both firstborn, so I don't have a librarian in those. And this librarian is going to be quite difficult to convert into a chaplain or anything. I don't necessarily have anything, you know, to convert it into in any of my lists, because I got loads of execrators and chaplains and captains and lieutenants. Oh gosh, I was 12. That's not correct with that then. 12, 10, 13. Oh, he's got the studded. He's got the studded greave. Oh, so cool. Now that, if it gets a mold line in, it would be annoying to remove, because the studs will be in the way. Whenever you have a mold line, it's directly on some studs. Ooh. 54, 31. Okay, so that leg is completely fine. This leg goes into that. Okay, that's great. So we've got a spare bolt pistol for him. Then we got the other person who will have a plasma pistol. Again, I'll use the other 5 dudes to kit bash and convert them to make up for anything that this unit lacks in the final codex release of them. Because I imagine the codex release will give them a lot more options. A bit like how the Stern Guard got more options in the codex release. Is this guy just stood on the floor? He's not flying. Everyone else is flying and he's just stood on the ground like, hey, brothers, I forgot to turn on my jetpack. I never refueled. I know you told me to refuel before we get set off, but I never did that. Brothers? Brothers? Hey? You not forgotten me, have you? Nah, I don't like those two together. Other sword? Yeah, we'll go with this sword. Thankfully, like, all Space Marines start to set models, they're very easy to kit bash. It's the beauty of power armor. I think that's one of the reasons why Space Marines are so popular. They're so easy just to convert and to... Oh gosh, that's not fitted together very well. Not been doing the thing of putting the prongs off before gluing them together. I should be doing that. Yeah. Oh gosh, that was way too much glue. Do. Absorb a bolt pistol from the execrator thing. I can hear an owl outside. What the heck? A very noisy owl. Okay. Absorb the bolt pistols. He's shooting up at something. He looks so tiny. Why does he look so short? Why's that sword so big? Oh wait, I need to change the angle of that sword because otherwise he's stabbing it right into the ground. looks weird if I don't. Yeah, shoot him right over orc heads. Because those orcs are short boys. Wait. Oh, the models match. Traitors. Every one of them. Horace? Brother, you're looking awfully Horace-y today. Oh no. Oh no, brother, I'm not Horace. That's exactly what Horace would say. I mean, I don't think so. I think... Ooh, Mechanica shoulder pad. I think Horace would definitely admit to being Horace. Like, You're making a good argument. You know who else makes good arguments? Oh no. Horace! Okay, we don't have the entire Horace issue in the Templars, but you know. It would be fun. If this guy was originally from a Blood Angel box set, kind of. There's Blood Angels on the cover. Maybe a little bit of a rage carried over. Harvest Tuesdays. He's gonna crash into the harvest tree. Do 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 do. Na 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 na. Na na na. Na 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 na. No, we got one more after this dude, and then we're finished. And then we've finished with Vanguard Veterans. I'll get the rest of the Arc Boys done off stream because we've already built a bunch on stream. Gosh, way too much glue on this. Oh no. So much glue it's actually slippy. There we go. There we go. Getting my fingerprints on the models for whatever reason. Gosh, these bits don't want to go together. There we go. I went in now. Good, good, good. There you go. He's got Mechanica shoulder pad, pistol. Very Black Templar-y, but needs cape. Needs cape. Because he's a cape master. Caped Crusader. Oh, he's a caped Crusader. Oh! Okay, I want a new Black Templar character who's literally just inspired by Batman. And he's literally just a caped Crusade. Oh! Oh! Do you know where we now started to get things like, oh gosh, that completely snapped. Grimaudus, not Grimaudus. Where we started to see mortals and stuff in Geospace Marine armies and Chaos Space Marine armies. Imagine. Yeah, that. He can have a Boy Wonder. He can have Robin join him, and he'll just be like an Imperial Guardsman. Bring back the Doom Rider and give Chaos Space Marine new bikes. Yeah, Chaos Space Marine. Honestly, Orcs need new bikes, Space Marines need new bikes. I mean, the Space Marine bikes are just monopose from the start to set Indomitus. It sucks. With no options on them. But yeah, you could have like an Imperial Guardsman or like a Mortal Ally as Robin. Maybe an Assassin. I think I've just, you know, Games Workshop, run with that idea. You'll make a fortune. You'd be a billionaires by Tuesday. I wonder if they're going to slowly bring back the various Guardsman characters. Or give them us equivalents to them. Like Dinner for Foster. Like I had the Valhallan character who could just send wave after wave of his own men at you until you reach your kill limit. You had the Talon. Was it? No, he wasn't a tank commander. You still had a Talon character who was really cool. He had a plasma pistol. I remember that much. I wonder if we're going to eventually get them back. I want Iron Hand Strachan to come back. He's my favourite. He was my favourite guardsman. Give me Strachan back. Give me Strachan or give me death. Give me Strachan or give me death. Don't give me death. I don't want to die. Okay, that's from the librarian. So I want that one, that one, that one, that one. Yes, that's all correct. Yeah, Space Marines definitely need new bikes though. That reminds me, no one has bikes. Emperor's children should get bikes. Oh my goodness. Emperor's children need bikes. If any of the Chaos Space Marine factions have bikes, it's definitely for, you know, for people who love excess. You're gonna have them just like getting into races with speed freaks. They have some of the most swag bikes. You mean Chaos? Yeah. Well, we know Orcs are getting new bikes, and new bikes were kind of teased in some of the lore releases that they did in 10th edition. For, you know, for various factions. So we might be getting new bikes. Or not just for a few factions, hopefully. I'm hoping that the new fly rules also just makes Games Workshop feel like they can do more with flying things now. Okay, so this leg wants to go on. To here. Like that. Oh no, this is the librarian leg. What the heck am I doing? Where's the other leg then? Is it the librarian leg? Yeah, I don't need another leg. Yeah, the librarian leg has so many cool... Not like the librarian model has so many extra details on it. It's going to be very hard to convert into anything else without just covering it in liquid green stuff or something. There we go. Emperor's Children definitely should have bikes, shouts Doom Rider into Prulo furiously. Doom Rider. Sonic bikes. As in, do what they've got for sonic weapons with the noise marines. Sonic. I feel like Emperor's Children need like, what's it called? That one character. Oh, not character. The one that's in the new Battle Force and was in the old Battle Force. On Hellstalker. This Lord Discordant. I feel like Emperor's Children could really do with like a Lord Discordant style character, where it's just a noise marine sat on the back of stood on the back with a guitar or a sonic weapon of a demon engine. It would be perfect. Perfect. So that's a combi weapon, that's left arm sword, that's left arm, that's right arm. That's left arm, yay! Nice. Do. Actually, I could put the arm going down like that. Nah. Much prefer it like this. But then how do I want this sword to go in? I do like that, it looks a bit weird. Actually, that's not too bad. Nah, actually, no, it sucks on this angle. Go like this. Yeah, it looks a bit clunky. There's not a lot of options for left or right. Oh, left arm swords. I was talking about right arm swords earlier. I got my left and right confused. Not a lot of options on left arm sword. I have a bunch of right arm ones, but not left arm ones. We should have we just need Wave 2 for World Eaters and Emperor's Children to flesh out for rosters. Yeah, I think Wave 2 for Emperor's Children should definitely include a demon engine that could potentially be built as both a vehicle or monster, and as a mounted thing or a character. Some Emperor's Children bikes, and some Emperor's Children Terminators. And some Emperor's Children Cultists, and some Slangors. For the World Eaters, we need Kongars. We need the Blooded Traitor Guard for them. Because isn't there a Khan worshipping Traitor Guard that's like really famous? And then Khan Terminators. Khan Bikers would be definitely would make sense as well. Maybe we just need to make a new biker squad that could be used by any of the factions. Maybe not Death Guard. Hello, Bob Keeper. I am Olive Bob. You're Olive Bob. You're Olive Bob. Ow, 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 ow. Thanks for the bombard. Oh, darn it, I didn't clip it down. I forgot. Bob, you distracted me. Oh, actually, I got super glue on it now. There we go. And now I got super glue on my fingies. Big love, big love. Yeah, Traitor Guard are called for Blood Pact, for Terminators are called for Red Butchers, yeah. There's also like some Emperor's Children Terminators, at least in Horus Heresy. That'll look really cool and be nice to get them into 40k. Death Guard already have like loads of stuff. Oh, but it'll be nice to see Pestigars as well. I like to see each of the factions get their own Traitor Guard, their own Beastmen, and their own cultists. Just one unit of each would be nice. Maybe some of them, like the Khan Berserkers, can have two of their own. Have 2 cool units of cultists. The Thousand Sons have 2 cool units. Well, and a character for the... What's it called? Beastman. The Great Distractor. No! We got targeted by the Great Distractor. And here we go. Here we go. All he needs now is a head. And he can get ahead of the game. Ah! Got him. And there we go. Each of them have had a little bit of a Black Templary conversion to them. That guy looks really cool, actually. I like him. He just wants to have a question. He just wants to have a word with you. This dude. Most of them are shooting rather than trying to do melee. Perfect arc head height. Mega jump. I mean, an easy thing to do is have a Mutilate Void Vortex Beast equivalent for Slaughter Brute added to World Eaters. That's true as well. It's already a model and that kit is used for Thousand Sons. It's true. It was really weird that they don't have a Slaughter Brute for Khan Berserker for World Eaters. And the other dude. So that's a Vanguard Veteran's done. I'm not doing anything for Librarian because I don't know what to do with him yet. I might just use him as model, as basing. You know, decoration for some other model. Like we did with that one Librarian Terminator on our Hive Tyrant. Very cool fan vets. Thank you. I like this dude. He forgot his shoot. He forgot his shooter. He just thinks a bullet's a nice shiny things. He doesn't know you can actually shoot them. Yeah, this guy forgot his choppers. Look at this guy. He already pulled the pin, so he's about to explode. Oh my gosh, imagine if Arcs had Hacidus with grenades. That would be hilarious. Oh wait, Arcs get to use the grenade stratagem for free, but if they do so, they take D3 mortal wounds. I'm pretty sure there is something that can do something like that, though. I think I saw it. I can't remember what it was I was looking at. The Arc Boy. Well, we didn't really kit bash the Arc Boys much at all. He's got a bolt pistol and a slugger. Yeah. And then we've got the Knob. We gave him an axe. That's basically the only kit bash we did for him. Other than that, I've got to really go quickly because I need to go to the little cupcake room. I've also got to walk my cat. So, big love hearts to you all. It was nice having you here. Oh, and there's the... For those who didn't see earlier, I did want it slanted, but as you can see, this ended up slanting and it turned it into a perfect... So it was perfectly parallel to the ground now. I did try slanting it, but that just somehow... It's stable. I don't understand what happened. But it worked. And look, I've a Daco Vig. Well, thank you for coming to the stream today. Hope you have a good rest of your day. Remember to work hard but play harder. Eat good food. Sleep well. Dream of cupcakes but don't eat the cupcakes. And take care of yourself and be kind to others. And vice versa. Goodbye, everyone. Love you all. And don't forget to like the stream. Smash. Love you all. Yeah. Like the stream. Oh.